Hello, welcome. Hello, everyone. Galaxy, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you guys are doing well today. You guys ready to romance magical boys slash girls? I am super excited to be doing Mihaya's route first. I am still curious because we have not figured out that he's a magical girl yet. So I'm really wondering at what point in the route will we have that discovery. It's gonna be kind of weird, like us, the player knows, but the MC doesn't know. And the guys know who we are in school too. So that's another thing that's kind of makes me slightly mad. They know who we are outside of the Magical Girl transformation, but we don't know theirs. So I'm wondering if it's like an embarrassment thing because they just transform into girls, and of course they're not girls in real life. So it's really interesting to see how that'll play out. Yeah, I don't know how this is gonna play out, but I'm really curious to see how the reveal is gonna be. I'm wondering if it's gonna be something casual, we actually seeing them transform, or maybe it's like a scene where we're about to get attacked and then he has to transform in front of us and then we figure it out. Something like that. Hoping maybe like something dramatic would happen, like him trying to save us, and then the reveals like that. So we're looking forward to that. Hopefully you guys had a wonderful weekend. If you guys do celebrate it, hopefully you had a wonderful Father's Day. I went to brunch with my family and dad. The place we went was gorgeous and delicious, but we had to wait 3 hours to be seated, and never again do I want that to happen. The pancakes were good, but they weren't that good. Oh my god, I'm still so mad. We actually sat there and waited for 3 hours to be seated. Like, I'm glad I got to experience it, but never again. It's been raining a lot in my area. And like when it rains, it kind of floods, and then sometimes our power goes out. It actually went out Saturday after I came home from work. Chica-chan, hello, welcome. I hope you're doing well today. The rain has stopped recently, so I do have my window open to let some air in. I do have 2 kitties with me. I got Price, and then I have Kyo. They should be fine, so everything should be good. We're just gonna go ahead and get started. Oh, another thing, finally, I finally qualify for YouTube partner. So I sent in my little application and I just gotta wait for them to review my channel and everything. But if everything goes well, I can finally open up memberships, and then super chats will be also open. So I'm very excited for that. Thank you all for supporting me for all these 6 months I started streaming on YouTube. I really appreciate it. We're gonna go ahead and get started. Hell yeah, I'm very excited. As always, I'll continue to bring content of anime men and me sipping for them. Oh, you're so pretty, boy. And we did save, right? It's at the bottom. Yeah, here we go. All right, our save. We're starting Mihaya Araki's route. Yes. I want to check the flowchart too. Give me a sec. What was it? Nope, not skip. Do not skip. What was menu? Hold on. What was menu? Oh, X. X is menu. Okay. I wanted to check my flowchart. So it does at least let us know how long these routes are, because that's what I was wondering. All right. Okay, it seems like a decent enough size. Only 4% complete for the whole thing. All right, yeah. So it's going to go ahead. Quality guaranteed. Hell yeah. And then status. So our ability use, we haven't used it a lot yet. And remember, if you keep using your ability too much, then I guess you kind of overload. And our fiction is at 0% with him. So I am not using a walkthrough or a guide for this. I want my first playthrough of the route just to be all my choices. So pray that I choose all the right things. It's been 2 weeks since the Vector attack during the day. I've been continuing with Bloom's missions as usual. But my feelings have drastically changed, and I can't bring myself to face the Vectors head on. Ooh, yeah, since we had to unfortunately take out our buddy. Emily, hello, welcome. I hope you're doing well. Vectors, they're coming this way. One of them dodged Kaori and Haruka's attacks and took a giant leap, landing right in front of me. I have to attack. Oh, we're still imagining our buddy Lise. I assumed an offensive stance out of habit. When I looked at the Vector, all I could think of was Lise. She turned into an Vector, and I took her down. My memory of Lise overlapped with the Vector in front of me, and I felt like I was going to be sick. My strength dissipated with every shaky step I took. Bro, I can't at this point. Haruka's sharp voice brought me back to my senses, and I saw that she was now standing between me and the vector. The creature had backed up quite a bit by now. It immediately lunged after Haruka. Kaori stepped up next to me, giving me a once-over before turning her attention forward. Okay, I can do that. Support. Okay, you can count on me. Thanks to Kaori's encouragement, I managed to start moving again. Ooh. Okay, do we want to fight together? Oh, hold on. We're save. We always save at choices. Yee. Alright. Fight together or cast augment. We're kind of not good mentality-wise, mental health-wise to fight. So augment could help out at least for now. So let's do augment. I'll cast augment on you, Kaori. I hurriedly suggested that, as the vector had turned its attention our way again. Okay, so he won't be in the way. Kaori flashed me a smile, then spoke to Haruka. Ah, she's having Haruka stay with me because I've been having trouble. Feeling sorry for making them worry, I held onto Kaori and cast augment. Once she's been boosted, Kaori flew off toward the vector. Kaori's fist surged with power, and she struck the vector repeatedly in the chest. The vector stumbled backward upon impact and eventually vanished. Oh, that sounded painful. Yeah. I hadn't really done anything until the end of the battle. And even that wasn't much. Still, an overwhelming fatigue hit me, and I sat down on the spot. I heard footsteps approaching, and turned to see Sina and Mocha coming toward us. They've been support as well. Girl, I'm struggling at this point. Oh, I think I'm just tired. I'm still grieving. Yeah, sorry about that. Thanks. Mocha reached out a hand to me. I took it, and she pulled me up as she continued talking. Huh? What do you mean I'll see her again? I thought she's dead. Wait a minute. Shocked by Mocha's words, I accidentally let go of her hand and fell squarely on my behind. Is there something else they're not telling me? Ow! Though astonished by my fall, Mocha's expression was so calm that I couldn't believe she said what she had. What did you mean by that? I'm taking that as a threat? You know what? It could be seen as a threat. Is that what she means? Yeah, that's true. Jesus! Okay. It wasn't a we're gonna be able to save your friend type of thing. It's like, you could probably die tomorrow, then you'll see your friends again. Oh my god, Mocha, what the hell? Oh, Mocha, that's not comforting to me though. I froze, not knowing how to respond. Mocha just sighed at me and then walked over where the others were. She wasn't being mean about it. I think she was trying to be helpful. Yeah, she was. Mocha, please. What I hit right in the... Bro, you kinda did. Like, she wasn't trying to make it as a threat. She was trying to be helpful, but her words did not help at all. That's an interesting way of thinking about the situation. I'm not a fan of it, though. But those supposed words of comfort felt a bit extreme, especially for someone so young. After a while, Senna called out to me. So then, does Mocha have a bad childhood? Something happened to Mocha. Mocha has trauma, obviously. Mocha did not help me. Oh, no, I'm fine. I can stand. Mocha helped me earlier, but I just fell over again. I wondered whether I should talk to Senna about what Mocha said, but I ended up saying nothing. I hadn't figured things out myself, and it would just worry Senna if I brought it up now. Yeah. I was sure Senna said that to be considerate, and I silently thanked her as we head back to the command center. Mocha did the same thing to you? Bruh, Mocha did not mince her words. Now I'm wondering what other crazy thing she's gonna say to me. I wonder what kind of person Mocha is, considering what she said. After I debrief, I couldn't help but think about my earlier conversation with Mocha. We spent a lot of time together, but now that I thought about it, I didn't know anything about her day-to-day life or who she was. Hello! Oh, I guess we're all done, huh? Rio had shaken me from my thoughts, and when I looked around, I saw everyone else had already left the command center. I'll go right now. See you later. Rio called out to me from rushing off. Am I still in my civilian or magical girl form? I looked to where Rio indicated. Sure enough, the back of my skirt had dirt on it. Is that... I would assume a little dirt on my skirt wouldn't hurt me, right? Right, I will. Thanks. It must have gotten dirty when I fell backwards, and I dusted myself off. A thought struck me. Rio assists with logistical support for the Blooms, so I wonder if he knows about the other members. Will he be willing to tell me, or is that confidential? Asking might not yield much information, but it couldn't hurt to try. So, I had something I wanted to ask you. He seemed a bit taken back by my sudden question, but was open to talking. I breathed a sigh of relief. What kind of person would you say Mocha is? Bro, I don't know anything. Please help me, I don't really know a lot about this girl. Maybe I didn't explain my question well enough. Rio eyed me with suspicion, so I hurried to clarify. That's true, but what I mean is, I don't know anything about Mocha's background or her life outside the Blooms. She said something that really bothered me earlier. I've been thinking about my friend, and she knows I wasn't fighting very well. So she said to remember that I'd probably see my friend soon, since we could lose our lives at any moment. I thought it was a little extreme. I wasn't sure what to make of that, And it also made me worry about her, if she can say something like that so nonchalantly. Oh my god, no one is helpful. His voice held a bit of disdain, which made me feel even more embarrassed. He's right. I have to pull myself together before I can worry about other people. Bro, okay, thank you. I fell silent. Perhaps Joe reconsidered my feelings, because he began to speak in a gentler tone. Ooh. Okay. So Mocha, then Mihaya's parents passed away too. Okay. Do you know what happened? I was surprised by this revelation, but Ryo just shrugged in response. Okay. I don't think asking about how Mocha's parents died is gonna help at this point. We're not close enough in this relationship yet. Kind of person to take off someone for a year and not knowing their name, standards too high. Yeah, honestly, that's the same thing for me. I know maybe 3 people's names in my classes, and that's people I hang out with. With that, Ryo went back to work, ending our conversation. But like Ryo pointed out, if what Mocha said was related to her own experience, it was all the more worrying. Okay, so we now know more about Mihaya. A few days later, we all gather in the command center after being informed of a unique mission that didn't involve the Vectors. It was the first time I seen Mocha since that day, and I was still wondering about her. My eyes kept drifting in her direction. I knew if I stared too long, she'd eventually notice. Nope. Oh, no, there isn't. I didn't realize I tried to play it off, and was thankfully saved by the commander entering the room. According to the commander, we had to go outside of Theta for today's mission. We're going outside of Theta? Oh my god, we actually get to see what's everything like outside. Hope everyone is having a good week so far. Pinkest Delight, hello, welcome, welcome. My week's been great so far. Unlike regular people, us blooms could go outside the colony without a protective suit for a short time, as long as we're transformed. The higher-ups know that, so they ordered us to find where the Vectors are entering the colony. That was our mission in a nutshell. Yeah, I was definitely wondering how Vectors can just keep on getting into the colony late at night, so I'm glad we're trying to figure that out now. And it's interesting that blooms are the only one who can really do that, as long as you have a suit. I remember playing this. Ooh, you did? Hope you had fun. This has been on my list for a while, and I'm glad I'm finally starting it. Why Mocha specifically? The commander then continued on. Designated areas for our investigation. Mocha was the only person who gave special instructions to. I thought it was odd, but no one else seemed to mind. Hey, do you know why the commander said that thing to Mocha? I whispered my question to Senna, who was next to me. She looked a bit confused as she answered. Is that where Mocha's parents died? Question mark? I see. I didn't know that. I hesitated a moment, but eventually nodded. Yeah, something happened, and now I'm worried about her.
だったら理由を本人に聞いてみるといいですわ。別に隠してるってわけじゃなさそうですもん。
Senna, you're so nice. Do not do this to me. Senna's encouraging response hardened my resolve. She's right. And Rio said the same thing. If I'm worried about Mocha, I should just talk to her. You definitely enjoy it. I like some of these routes. That's good. I do have a few characters I've been eyeing. As we headed out, I decided I would speak with her after the mission. A few hours later, I finished investigating my assigned area and was about to return to the command center. Then I spotted someone near the outer wall. It's rare for people to go out near the outer wall. Wait, is that Mocha? But she wasn't assigned to this area. Ma'am, what are you doing? And did the commander tell her to stay away from here? So she's not even listening. Mocha stood near the gate to the administrative district. She had a fierce look in her eyes and was staring at the gate as if she were facing a vicious foe. Why'd she go there when she wasn't supposed to? She's acting really strange. And she's looking pretty pale, too. Ooh. Hold on, we save. Do I want to watch her? I'll say something. I'll ask she's alright, because we know she's not supposed to be there. Gotta get it right. I couldn't just leave her there, so I decided to walk over to her. Hey, Mocha, are you alright? Yeah. That's right. So what are you doing? Didn't the commander tell you not to come here? You don't look so good. Are you sure you're okay? I asked her out of concern, but Mocha rebuffs me. Doesn't seem like it. Her tone was normal, but I could see how ashen she looked now that I was closer. But you really don't look well. It's impossible for me not to worry. That's a separate issue. Just because I'm dealing with something doesn't mean I'm not allowed to worry about anyone else. Mocha looked like she was in pain. I couldn't just leave her, but she simply laughed at my response. Would you tell me why you're here? I didn't want to force her to explain, but like Senna said, Mocha wasn't trying to hide it. Yeah, I've noticed. Trauma, yes, please. Your trauma? That's awful. Then why come back? Though my question was an innocent one, Mocha's expression hardened.
やっぱりあかんかった。
Oh, I see. This thing you have to find out. It must be really important to you.
そうや。
Is Mocha related to Mihaya? Oh, wait, were you not here when we did the first stream? So Mihaya and Mocha are the same people. When the guys transform, they actually transform into magical girls, but we don't know they're the same people. MC does not know this at all. She just thinks they're separate people at this point. So we're technically talking to Mihaya. Mocha replied curtly, then grew quiet. I guess she doesn't want to tell me anything more. Continually pressing her would do nothing but satisfy my own selfish curiosity. How about we head back? I'm sure everyone else has finished and is already on their way. You're done too, right?
とっくや。あんたが最後やったんちゃう？
I guess I was going pretty slow. I made an effort to sound cheerful, and Mocha followed suit.
けど、ブルームズの扱いひどいと思わへん？怪獣退治だけじゃなくて調査員みたいなことさせられるとは思わんかったわ。
Yeah, you missed the first time? It's perfectly fine. Yeah, the guys are actually magical girls. They know who we are, magical girl side and regular side, but we don't know them. So that's the dilemma here. I'm trying to figure out when we're going to figure out they're the same people.
便利屋じゃあらへんのに。帰ったら指令に文句の一つも言いたいわ。
Though she was complaining, Mocha's expression looked much softer now. But her pain looked from earlier lingered in the back of my mind. So we know Mocha has some trauma here. I'm wondering if that's where her parents died around that area. A few days have passed since I last spoke to Mocha. We hadn't been summoned for any missions, and everyone whiled away the days in peace. At least, that's how it seemed on the surface. However, an undercurrent of tension had remained ever since the Vectors attacked the Academy. We have evacuation drills from time to time, so I assume no one's forgotten about the Vectors. I definitely hadn't. And it wasn't because I was part of the Blooms. It was because Lise was my best friend. Break time is the absolutely worst now. Lately, people just asking about Lise made me feel uncomfortable. So I started leaving the classroom whenever our break rolled around. The time we spent together had turned into nothing but sad memories. It pained me to be at school. We used to have so much fun here, and every inch of the place reminded me of her. I'm sure Lise would be angry if she saw me now. She wouldn't want me to remember her with such sadness. But maybe I'm just thinking these things to make myself feel better. It was arrogant to assume Lise would watch over me after what I did. The sorrier I was, the more guilt I felt over Lise. It was suffocating, crushing me under an immense weight. As my thoughts grew darker, I thought it'd be best to go someplace quiet to collect myself. I need a place I can relax during break. Maybe the library would be good. I hadn't been to the library in a while, and it seemed more crowded than usual. Could it be that everyone else is anxious too, and they're all looking for a place to calm down? I looked around, noticing that there were more people sitting alone at desks than congregating with their friends. No one was paying attention to anyone else. I've heard that sometimes people feel more comfortable just focusing on themselves. Yeah, after the whole attack with the Vectors definitely killed quite a bit of people. So a lot of students are definitely traumatized at this point. I should grab a book to read and sit down. What do I do now? I found a book I wanted to read. but there wasn't anywhere to sit because so many people were in the library. I looked around, feeling lost. After pacing back and forth a little, I give up on finding a seat. Alright, I can't sit at a desk. Let's see if there are any chairs between the bookshelves. I imagine those would be open. I leaned against a nearby bookshelf and peered into the aisle. At that exact moment, I bumped into someone who was walking out and smacked back into the shelf. Mihaya! CG! Oh, is he a bit? I didn't notice the height difference. He's actually a bit taller than us, like a whole head taller. Hey, buddy, are we just a shorty in this game? I'm so sorry. I apologized and looked up to find Mihaya Araki, a first-year student. Didn't I bump into him just the other day? I thought back, and yep, something just like this happened at the Academy's entrance a little ago. Not gonna say anything? He didn't say anything. Maybe I should apologize again. He might think I'm rude because I bumped into him multiple times. Just as I opened my mouth to speak, Mihaya's gaze shifted above my head. Really? Oh. When Mihaya whispered that, I realized the book had fallen off the shelf. He knew what was going to happen, so perhaps the book was already close to the edge, and my bumping the shelf was a final push, so to speak. He noticed it falling and caught it. I was going to thank him after I realized what he'd done for me, but he mumbled something before I could. What? He called me a klutz? He's just tall judging by the bookshelf? Honestly, he might be. Now I'm curious about how tall each guy is. I honestly assumed he was like the shortest based on his design. What? What he said didn't compute for a moment. As I stood in a daze, Mihaya just walked off somewhere else. Did he just call me what I think he did? It was true that I didn't notice the book because I've been too concerned that I bumped into him. I found I was more shocked than angry, and simply stood there, frozen and speechless. Before long, someone tapped me on the shoulder. I turned to see two girls from my class looking at me curiously. Those are fighting words, right? Calling me a klutz and then walking away without so much as a goodbye? He's a bit cold. Oh, yeah. I think that was him. The way she said that was kind of rude. But maybe it's just me. My classmates rattled on, oblivious to my bewilderment. Jesus!
両親とも事故に遭ったとか噂があったよね。そうそう、本当かどうか知らないけど、それ以来心を閉ざしてるんだって。かわいそうだと思って構ってた子もいるらしいんだけど、誰に対してもあんな感じなんだよね。もうみんな放っておいてるって後輩が言ってたよ。
Aw, this feels kind of sad actually. Both parents died and he just started shutting himself from everyone. He's just a lonely guy. It seemed like they were trying to describe him objectively. But I couldn't help but notice a trace of malice in their voices. Bruh. People hella nosy here, right? They're just gossiping like crazy. Oh, you know, I think one or two of his parents died. Like, damn, have some sympathy. Why would they spread rumors they aren't even sure are true? There were so many things I didn't understand, but hearing what they said made me feel sick to my stomach. He didn't hurt my feelings. I have to clear things up so they don't get the wrong impression. Ooh, I was the one at fault. He's not a bad person? Those are objectively the same thing. What do you mean? I was the one at fault. He's not a bad person. They're technically the same thing, but they're gonna give me a different situation. Oh, I hate when they give me choices like this. I was the one at fault. He's not a bad person. I think directly defending him might be better. Or not, it didn't give me the little thinky. Maybe he's a little unfriendly, but that doesn't make him a bad person. Oh, we're supposed to defend him the other way? Oh well, we're just gonna roll with it. Just earlier, a book fell off the shelf and I tried to explain what happened when I saw someone coming up behind my classmates. Oh shit! Did he hear them shit-talking him? Mihaya? See my surprised expression. The girls looked back suspiciously, then froze when they saw him. If he's 5'6" and we were super short in the game, oh my gosh. Ooh. Look at you go. 5'6"? Then are we short MC? Now I'm wondering how tall the MC is in game. I'm you spamming the go back button? We're gonna roll with it. We're gonna pray it works out in the end. Senpai, bro, I want this man to call me senpai so bad. Mihaya smiled broadly as he spoke. My classmates turned bright red and scuttled away as quick as they could. Oh, I love this attitude so much. He can take care of himself. See, I love that. Wow, that took guts. He heard someone talking about him behind his back, so he just told them off. Not everyone could do that. I was so impressed that I couldn't help but talk to him about the incident. Did you know those girls? They're in my class, so a different grade than you, but they seem to know a lot about you. Their mean-spiritedness had bothered me, so I wanted to ask about them. Mihaya considered it briefly. It's kinda sad he's used to them shit-talking him. What do you mean? Because you're pretty, bro. Mihaya, have you ever looked in the mirror before? You are a gorgeous, cute man. No wonder they want to talk to you and try and gain sympathy. Does he not understand? I wonder if those girls were just talking about themselves then. Bro, could you imagine the audacity of some people going up to a guy who lost both of his parents, try to show sympathy just so they can probably date him? That is horrible as hell. Mihaya sighed, clearly annoyed with them. I could empathize. Even after hearing both sides, I still thought the girls were in the wrong. Oh, they were definitely in the wrong here. Mihaya never asked for their attention. Considering all that, I admire how he was able to stand up to them. I think you're pretty amazing. You're able to point out how wrong they were right then and there. Oh, sorry. I realized he came back over because of me, so I apologize. Mihaya's expression softened. Oh, look at the light smile on his face. He's such a cutie. Average high school experience though, dating based off looks. Bro, it's been forever since I was in high school, but you are definitely telling the truth there. I couldn't just stand by. You didn't do anything wrong. I'm sorry you said all of that because of me. Bro, I needed him to continue calling me senpai. Oh, you guys don't understand what that does to me. No, it's not like that. A strange sense of deja vu suddenly came over me. You know, it's like I've had this conversation before. I tried to remember, but I was drawing a blank. So I turned my attention back to thanking Mihaya. Thanks for protecting me from that falling book earlier. Ignoring the fact that he called me a klutz, he did help me. He helped me out, so I didn't want them to misunderstand what happened. I thought I should clarify that.
先輩の考えはよくわかりました。でも俺は誤解されても平気な人間なんで、もし似たようなことがあってもかばわなくていいですよ。
I cannot make any promises on that one.
先輩の評判に傷がつくかもしれないし。
Oh, is that what you're worried about? My reputation. I am a loner at this point since Lise is dead. But it's not right for people to talk badly about you when you haven't done anything wrong.
でも人間ってそういうものでしょ。自分と相入れないものは排除したがるんです。
But that's not fair. I raised my voice without thinking, and Mihaya quietly shushed me.
とにかく大丈夫ですから。
My bad.
ここは図書室ですよ。話がしたいって言うなら、先輩も出て行った方がいいんじゃないですか。
You want to continue talking to me? Yeah, sorry. We'd bother everyone else if you continue to talk here. So I got up to leave. Mihaya quickly interrupted me.
待って。そうじゃなくて。席を探してたんじゃないんですか？そこの席空いてますよ。
I looked and saw an empty seat toward the back of the aisle between two shelves. So there is. Thanks for pointing it out. Mihaya grinned back at me.
さっきからありがとうとごめんばっかりですね。
I guess so. Sorry.
またごめんって言いましたね。
I did, didn't I? Mihaya's smile wasn't the sarcastic grin from earlier. It looked so genuine. I couldn't help but return a smile of my own.
先輩って素直すぎるというか、誰かに騙されそうな感じがしますよ。
What? Never. Hopefully.
お人よしもほどほどにした方がいいと思います。
Bro said you look like you get scammed easily. He spoke very politely, which was weird considering he was younger than me. I wasn't quite sure what to say. He departed soon after that. I guess I should go sit down. Once I was in my chair, I realized something. Wait a minute. Mihaya came out of this aisle. Was he sitting here? He gave up his seat for me? I looked everywhere and couldn't find a single seat. I was positive I checked this aisle as well. Maybe Mihaya noticed me and gave me his seat, but that seems almost too convenient. He could be kind though. He protected me from that falling book, and he also came back when I was talking with my classmates. He said I didn't need to defend him because it would hurt my reputation too. Each individual statement he made could be seen as unfriendly, and he certainly doesn't mince his words. But his actions were very thoughtful. Kinda like Mocha. When I thought about it that way, it probably wasn't a coincidence that he gave me the seat. Gentleman alert, yeah, he's nice. He's a bit cold, but there's nothing bad about that. That night, I wrote to Uncle Yoshima as part of my nightly routine and thought over all that happened today. Mihaya was at the forefront of my mind. If the rumors are true, and he lost both his parents, we might be in a similar situation. Though the way people react to us is different. At the very least, no one's coming up to me and trying to talk to me out of sympathy. I thought about the way those girls said that and felt irritated. If someone said something like that to me, I tell them it wasn't any of their business. My parents passed away a long time ago, but I felt it keenly when I thought about Lise. Some people have said kind things to me, but just talking about it was painful, and so I started to avoid them. That gives an insight on why Mihaya is kind of avoiding people too. They just want to keep on talking about sympathies like, oh, we're sad your parents are dead. It's going to make them think about them. Okay. Thus, I went to the library during break today. I wanted to avoid people, to find some peace and quiet where no one would remind me of my wounds. Given how I felt now, I knew I would hate it if people kept giving me unwanted attention. As I thought more about my day, a smile came to my face as I remembered how Mihaya talked to those girls. Maybe he stood up for himself when he wanted to be left alone, instead of running away like me. That's just an assumption, but maybe it's not too far from the truth. I could believe it after seeing Mihaya's strength and kindness. Alright, are we going on another mission? Oh, more school! The next day, I went to the library again for the same reason. I don't want to talk with anybody. Maybe I'm running away, but I just want some peace and quiet. Honestly, I'm already crushing too. Oh, wait, that's... I think that girl lost her family in the previous attack. I guess she finds the library calming too. Not a family member. Family? Like her whole family? I watched as she walked away, and then noticed something dropped onto the floor. A hair clip. Doesn't seem like she noticed that she dropped it. I went to pick it up, but somebody beat me to it. Oh, it's Mihaya. Mihaya hadn't noticed me yet. He stopped to pick up the hair clip, looking concerned. He probably doesn't know who it belongs to. He clearly hadn't seen the exact moment she dropped it. But he didn't ignore it, and took the time to pick it up. After observing this, I went over to him. Hey, Mihaya, I saw who dropped that earlier. I can give it back to her if you like.
Oh, どうも.
He looked surprised when I called out to him so suddenly. Though he was hesitant, he handed over the hair clip. I'll go give it back to her right now. With that, I ran over to the girl. She was a bit farther away by now. Hey, is this hair clip yours?
あ、私のです。わざわざありがとう。
No problem.
お気に入りだったから拾ってもらえてよかった。
You're welcome. I wasn't the one who found it though. It was Mihaya. Huh? I turned to point out who picked it up, but Mihaya was already halfway out of the library. Damn, dude, didn't want to see if she grabbed it or not? I mean, Mihaya Araki, a first year found it. I just offered to return it, so I'll pass on your thanks to him. I explained the situation to her, then went after Mihaya. Mihaya! Luckily, he was still near the library, so I was able to find him right away.
何ですか?
That girl wanted to thank you. She said it was her favorite clip, so she was happy you found it.
わざわざ俺の後を追って伝えに来たんですか?
Obviously! He looked a bit surprised. I decided this might be a good opportunity to ask him about yesterday as well. Well, partly. I also wanted to ask. You remember how you pointed out that seat to me yesterday? I was wondering if that had been your seat, and you gave it up for me. My voice was timid as I asked, and Mihaya awkwardly looked away from me.
別に親切にしようと思って
Okay, buddy, you can keep denying it.
先輩があまりにどんくさいから
What?
見てられなかっただけですよ
Bro, he's cute at some moments, and he says shit like this. What do you mean I was going slow?
話がそれだけなら俺はもう行くので
Mihaya hurried away, and I didn't try to stop him. His words might have been curt, but their underlying meaning made me happy. so he did give up his seat for me. After seeing him pick up that hair clip and finding out what he did for me yesterday, I knew he must have a kind heart. It's easy to misjudge him because of his choice of words and general demeanor, though, but I'm sure he's just trying to hide his embarrassment. When I thought about it that way, I didn't really mind that he called me a klutz. Oh, we're crushing. What should I do? I returned to the dorm that night and waffled over an idea I've had. I wanted to thank Mihaya, but he might find that annoying. As I thought about it, I found it strange that I was trying to get to know Mihaya when he actively avoided people. Maybe it's because we both lost our parents. I'm feeling some kind of affinity toward him, but that's... I wonder if I was any different from the people who talked to him because they felt sorry for him. I mean, we're not really talking to him because we feel sorry for him or that his parents died also. It seems like more we just want to get to know him as a person. He has helped us out at least, so he at least tolerates our existence, which is good enough for me. But when I seriously thought about it, I realized I simply wanted to talk to him as a person. I guess it'd be okay to try, right? But I still wasn't confident, so I decided to ask Uncle Yashima for advice. Okay, sent. Now, I should probably get things ready. After sending the message to Uncle Yashima, I left my room to prepare the little surprise I come up with. A surprise for Mihaya? He responded already. I returned to my room after a little while to find the new mail icon up on the computer screen. I eagerly check it. MC always invited the fact that they're hot and decent people. Oh my god, in the comment route at the beginning, MC really said, yeah, they're hot, I guess, but I'm not interested. Like, girl, you're about to be interested now. Sure enough, Uncle Yashima had written me back. He probably responded so fast because I needed his advice. I steeled my nerves as I started to read the message. He began with his usual kind greetings.
元気にしているようだね。お前からの相談内容を読んで、私は安心したよ。私にはお前が寄り添える人を見つけ始めているように思えたからね。お前が少しずつでも前向きになれていることが分かって、私はとても嬉しいよ。お前は彼に対して自分勝手な興味本位で近づこうとしているのかもと危惧していたけれど、きちんと気持ちを伝えればそういうことではないと分かってもらえるはずだよ。彼の優しさや強さをいいなと思ったのだ。
Uncle Yashima!
言葉にして伝えればいい。
That sounds like good advice, but that sounds so easy. Like, honestly, with Mihaya, he'd probably just look at us strange and be like, okay. I don't think he'd be angry or mad at us, or even disappointed if we say we want to get to know him as a person. I'm just so worried though.
心からの言葉は必ず相手に届くものだよ。
I read through my uncle's message, gaining courage from his words. Alright, I'll do it. I set to wrapping the little gift I've made in the dorm cafeteria. We made him a gift! As I worked, I wondered how Mihaya would react to receiving a present out of the blue. And then for some reason, Mocha came to mind. Oh my god, I just realized they both start with M for their names. Are we ever going to realize who they are? I've been worried about Mocha too. It hit me that what I made for Mihaya would actually be a perfect gift for Mocha as well. Oh, we're gonna figure out last minute, aren't we? I haven't seen her recently because we haven't had any missions, but I made a lot of this, so I wrapped some up for her too. Of course, I didn't know where she lived. I decided to put the present in my bag so that I could be ready the next time I saw her. Mihaya about to have both of the same gift. Ooh, is that how we're gonna know? Report obtained. Where does these... It never... I don't know where the report parts are. The next day, I left the dorm in high spirits, but then realized I had no plan for giving Mihaya his present. It was tricky because he was an underclassman. It'd be awkward if I just barged into his class. He definitely wouldn't like that. I wonder if he'll be in the library during break again. I didn't know any other place that he'd be, so it was my best bet. I peeked inside the library when break time came around. Since lunch had just begun, there was barely anyone in there. Fortunately, my guess had been spot on, and I found Mihaya sitting right there. There he is! I hope you enjoy this gift I have for you. Hey Mihaya, do you have a moment? Mihaya had been reading a book, and he looked up at me with an irritated frown. Whoa, it's not going great so far. No, it's not that, it's not that. Nothing's the matter. I just wanted to thank you again. He looked at me suspiciously. I nervously drew out the wrapped present. Oh, please take this, sir. I bought you a little something. Though I guess you might think it's weird, since we're not that close. Perhaps I got a little overboard. I opened my mouth to try and salvage the situation, but Mihaya spoke instead. Cookies. I learned how to make them from my friend. He used to bake a lot. I think they're really good. I hope you like them. Ooh, cookies? Please, Mihaya, eat the cookies and say they're delicious.
Cookie.
I couldn't tell whether he liked them or not. My nerves were still on edge as he stood up. You don't like them. I guess homemade cookies are a bit too much. What? Mihaya hadn't said anything more and just walked out. I had no choice but to follow him. He brought me to the roof. So, why'd we come out here? Oh, right. They were still in the bag, so it's good. He's a rule follower, he definitely is. Oh, right. Wait, Mihaya said the word eat. Does that mean he's gonna eat them right away? The whole exchange took me by surprise. I watched as Mihaya sat down on an open bench. Oh, there's the file! Mihaya opened the wrapping and began to eat a cookie. I plopped down next to him on the bench. What do you think? I asked him somewhat cautiously. He responded with annoyance. Bro, I'm not sure. I mean, I thought they were good when my friend made them. I did taste these ones, but it's hard to judge my own baking. I guess I shouldn't have given them as a gift when I wasn't confident in the first place. Oh, Mihaya. Oh, thank God. Okay, so they're not terrible. That's a good thing. His choice of words could still use some work, but I could tell he was trying to say they were good, which made me happy. I remember that I talked to him in the library right after the attack. My chest began to ache when I thought about it, but Mihaya had said some kind things to me at that time as well. That's right. Back then, Mihaya said he'd gone through something similar. After remembering that, I figured I could talk to him about Lise. Yeah, her name was Lise, and she was my best friend. She gave me this recipe.
作り続けてくれてるって知ったら、先輩の友達も嬉しいんじゃないですか。
I hope so. I couldn't believe that Lise would still like me after what I did to her. But hearing those words made me want to believe it was possible. I won't ask for her forgiveness, but I hope it would have made her happy to know I'm cherishing what she left behind. I grew quiet, lost in my thoughts. Mihaya began talking again, his voice tinged with concern.
ところで先輩は昼ご飯を食べないんですか？
Probably not, I guess.
そういう俺も食べてないんですけど、先輩はしっかり食べるタイプに見えるし。
We used to eat with Lise, so... Something about the way he said it sounded a bit like an insult, but I decided to leave it for now.
まさか、これを渡すために抜いてきたとかじゃないですよね。
Oh, no. I brought my lunch with me. Wanna share? Mihaya's eyes widened with surprise at my enthusiastic offer.
先輩って調子に乗るタイプだったりするの？それとも単純に人に食べ物を振る舞うのが好きな人？
Bruh, do you want the food or not?
っていうか、どうしてこんなに俺に構うんですか？
Mihaya appeared to be genuinely confused, so I decided to follow Uncle Yoshima's advice and tell him my honest feelings. After our interaction in the library yesterday and the day before, I got to thinking. You're a little difficult to understand, but I know you have a kind heart. And you speak up when you have to, even to people who are older than you. I think you're amazing. Because of all of that, I realized I want to learn more about you, to talk with you more, and find out what kind of person you are. So, I brought you these cookies in hopes of getting the ball rolling. Hell yeah, telling our true feelings. We want to be buddies. Please accept me. Sorry, I'm probably weirding you out, saying all of this out of nowhere. I looked away from him, my confidence waning the more I talked. But then Mihaya said something I wasn't expecting.
Yeah.
Your facial expression says otherwise. That looks like he's confused at what I'm doing.
先輩がこういう人だってことは分かってたし。でも先輩って俺よりも年上ですよね。
Yeah, and?
自分より年下のやつにこんな風に言われて。
Jesus!
プライドとかないんですか？
Don't you have any pride? I love his lines. Like, he's not trying to be mean, but they're hilarious. Well, I didn't expect he'd worried this much over what I said. I thought there would be the best response. Ooh. Let's save. That's... Ooh, wrong way. That's not my kind of pride. That's how I honestly feel. Bro, while doing a walkthrough is killer. Hell yeah! People can be amazing regardless of age. I think you're amazing even if you're younger. I just wanted to be honest about that. Is that such a bad thing? Perhaps I caught him off guard by posing a question of my own, but his eyes widened in surprise. And then, for some reason, he quickly averted his gaze.
あんたって
Hmm?
本当に
Hmm? I didn't quite catch what he said, but Mihaya continued before I could ask.
別にダメじゃないですよ。ただそういうことはむやみに言わない方がいいと思います。恥ずかしいから。
Really? Oh, sorry.
だから違うって。
Mihaya hurried to stop me when I began apologizing.
恥ずかしいのは先輩が。
We got a little blush! Yo! We got a blushy face. Hold on. Screenshot? Hell yeah, we're gonna take screenshots. We got a cute little blush. Look at him averting his eyes.
そんな風に素直に気持ちを伝えられたらなんか照れます。
I looked over and saw a faint blush forming on his cheek, which caused me to feel flustered myself. After a brief silence, Mihaya continued.
それで本当に一緒に食べていいんですか？
Huh?
お弁当です。食べるか聞いたじゃない
We're
ですか。
getting through to him. Oh, let's go. Yes, of course. Let's do it. I brandished my lunchbox with enthusiasm and laid everything out in front of Mihaya.
というか
Oh,
量が多い
look!
ですね。お箸も2膳あるし、もしかして初めからお弁当も食べさせようとしてたとか？
Lunch with the boy! Oh my god! Let's go. We gave him cookies, we're becoming friends, and now we're eating lunch with him. What? No. It totally just ended up that way. If you didn't take the cookies, I wouldn't have bought this all out.
まさか流れにならなかったら全部自分で食べるつもりだったなんて言わないですよね。
Well, sure, I think I could eat it all by myself, though maybe it's a little much. I mumbled that last part to myself, and Mihaya burst out laughing. Oh, he's so cute, y'all.
無茶に決まってるじゃないですか。絶対一人で食べきれる量じゃないですよ、これ。
Bruh, when somewhat cold characters finally warm up to you and just tell their emotions and just look happy and relaxed, it is the best thing ever.
抜けてるのか頑張りすぎなのかわからないですけど、意外と面白い人なんだってことは分かりました。こういうところを見てると全然年上って感じがしないですよね。
Girls' uniform's pretty cute. It is. I really love how their bow is like a DNA strand. That one doesn't feel like a compliment. I was skeptical, but Mihaya shook his head.
いい意味ですよ。親しみやすいってことですから。いいタイミングだから言いますけど、俺のことは名前で呼んでください。
Yes!
ここまで来てかしこまられるのも嫌なので。先輩だって仲良くなるのに年齢とか関係ないって思ってるんでしょ？
Yep, age ain't nothing but a number to me. Well, good. Wait a minute. Though I was glad to hear he felt that way, a horrible realization struck me just then.
何ですか？
I just realized. Did I ever introduce myself to you? Honestly, all the interactions we've had with him and his Mihaya self, we never really introduced ourselves. I don't think we did. Oh, wait a minute. And here I was acting all friendly toward him. I frankly tried to recall whether I told him my name when Mihaya spoke up.
高梨さんでしょ？散々話した後で何言ってるんですか？それじゃ俺も下の名前で呼ばせてもらいますね。
We're friends! We finally got the friendship achievement! Mihaya saying that reminded me of something. It's been a while since someone at the academy said I was their friend. Ever since Lise passed away, the Bloom's members were the only people who were somewhat close to me. I never imagined I'd feel that close to someone again. And I was especially happy it was Mihaya who wanted to be friends with me. I'm glad we got some friendship going on. That night, the Blooms were called for a mission for the first time in a while. Normally, I felt a heavy weight at the thought of facing more of the Vectors, but this time, I was glad to have the opportunity to give Mocha her gifts. But I can't bring it to the battlefield. I'll leave it here until we're done with the mission. Put my bag on the desk in the command center and made sure the cookies wouldn't get crushed. With that taken care of, I headed out.
じゃあいつも通り私とはるかが前線で後の
Okay.
援護してわかりましたわ了解
You can count on me.
待ってうちも前線で
Ooh,
戦う
Mocha?
大丈夫なの
Everyone's eyes snapped toward Mocha.
やれると思う
So, you feel comfortable fighting Vectors now? Since we found out that the Vectors were originally humans, Mocha hadn't been too keen on fighting them, though I'd been even more hesitant.
平気ってわけじゃないんやけ なんだか頑張れそうな気がするんや。
Is it because of me?
いつまでもあんたたちばっかり戦わせてちゃあかんと思うし。
I had no clue what caused this change of heart. But Mocha seemed to be fired up today. Is it me? Is it because we're buddies now? Mocha's really going for it. I should be more proactive too. Ooh, we're gonna fight together with Mocha. We save. Okay, so if I say fight with Mocha, Mocha, we're gonna be buddies today. Then I'm gonna fight too.
あんたはさすがにあかんとちゃう。
Bruh, let me. I knew everyone was worried about me, but I was inspired by Mocha's motivation. I gave them all a decisive nod to show I was ready. It'll be alright. I'll retreat if things start to go south.
なら全員固まって。はるかと私、モカとあんたのペアで戦って、そっちがヤバそうならフォロー。
Gotcha.
それなら私は全体のフォローをしますわ。
With our tactics set, we got into formation just in the nick of time. The Vectors had spotted us. Jesus Christ, it sounds like there's a whole herd of them.
ほな、久々に暴れたるで。
Yeah, let's do this. The battle was our smoothest in recent memory, thanks to Mocha's enthusiasm.
これで終わりや。
Jesus. Mocha kicked the final vector squarely in the chest, signaling the end of the fight. Kaori caught us on our comms as the creature fell.
みんな、指令から戻ってこいって連絡が来たよ。今日はいつも以上にいい戦いだったってさ。
We couldn't have done it without you, Mocha. You were a big help.
思った以上に調子が良かったわ。これもあんたが。
Me? Oh! I thought she said something about how I provided support during the battle. But Mocha hesitated for some reason. Talking about from earlier today, are we? You're slipping a bit.
あ、あんたやセナが援護してくれたおかげやって言おうと思ったんよ。ほんまにありがとな。
No worries. You helped us out a lot.
ええ、モカの頑張りを見ていたら、私も前みたいに戦わなきゃって思いましたわ。
Our conversation then turned to what issues from today's missions we could work on. And I soon forgot about my feeling that something was off with Mocha. Did we give Mocha the cookies? Oh, thank God, back over here. Okay. When we returned to the command center, the commander congratulated us briefly before assigning a new mission. Another! He told us the order came from the higher-ups. We were to patrol the outer wall daily, even on days when the vectors didn't appear. Oh my God, okay. So we're gonna be out every night then. So we have more time to spend with Mocha then. Okay, hold on.
は？何それ？面倒。これ以上働かせる気ですの？ほんまやで。うちもう疲れたし。
Does that mean we're supposed to do it after this meeting? We all began to complain and express our concerns, and the commander fervently shook his head. The day? I'm sorry, we have school, sir.
それに毎日全員でパトロールっていうのはさすがにないなと思ったから僕もちゃんと交渉しました。
Ooh, do we switch up? There we go, rotation.
を回していこうかと思うんだ。それになんと僕と富塚くんも一緒にやります。これなら7人だから。
Okay.
順番が来るのは3日から4日に一度だね。
Okay, that sounds so much better. The commander spoke at light speed, probably because he didn't want to give us room to interject. We all gave him cold stares in return. I need an education, sir, right? Bro, he said, here's all the info, and that's all you need to get. Nothing else.
3日から4日に一度って
So like, are you gonna give us an absence pass from school?
司令たちもやるって言っても2人は戦闘能力ゼロだよね。
害獣が出たら単なる足手まといなんやけど。
We have our superpowers, but it's not like we're professionals at this sort of thing. We don't know what to look out for.
パトロールは難しいものじゃないよ。君たちは外壁が壊れているところがないか注意してくれればいい。
How long is the patrol? Do we just walk around the perimeter once and that's it?
その報告を集めて僕と富塚君で害獣の侵入経路の割り出しをする。だから僕らも同行するんだよ。
結局情報の解析は司令たちがするんなら、うちらがパトロールする必要はない気がするんやけどな。
We are rotating shifts, but I'm not sure how they're gonna make that work out. It still feels weird.
害獣が出た時にすぐに対処ができるようにブルームズにやってほしいそうなんだ。
It'll most likely give us more scenes with Mocha though, so that's a good thing. But like, I'm gonna be missing school, buddy. My education. The commander's tone had been gentle so far, but his expression now turned serious.
残念だけどこれは命令だから従うように。
Okay.
本当にずるいよね。それを言われたらもう従うしかないんだから。
Kaori got in one last complaint for all of our sakes. None of us had anything more to say on that front.
じゃあ早いところローテーションを決めよう。さっさと終わらせて帰りたい。
We all felt the same, so we quickly settled on our teams. Me with Mocha, right?
じゃあ
Bro, everyone wants to go home. I want to too.
お疲れ。
Otsukare!
さすがにもう眠いですわ。
The meeting adjourned, and I rushed to stop Mocha as everyone else was leaving the room. Wait, Mocha, there's something I need to give you.
うちに？何？
We're about to get 2 batches of cookies. It's a gift. I saw how much pain you were in the other day. So I was hoping this might cheer you up a bit. I hope you like it. Mocha froze for a brief moment when she saw the wrapped gift.
うちのことを太らせ
Bro, it's not my fault. I don't know, you're the same person. Huh? I thought she said something, but Mocha acted like nothing was wrong.
この間のことなら別に気にしてへんけど、くれるって言うならありがたくもらうわ。
Hope you enjoy those cookies.
甘いもんは嫌いやないし、せっかく作ってもらったんやから食べさせてもらう。
Oh, good. Wait. I tried to remember if I told her the gift was cookies. Did we? But Mocha was acting like her usual self. I was just glad she accepted the gift, so I waved the suspicion away. I'm shake-a-lacking my head. Double cookies, right? Double cookies, homemade cookies at that too? We were to begin the pros the next day after school. Oh, okay, so it's after school, not during school. That's a bit better. But damn, after I get my education, I gotta work immediately? I'll be going on a 3rd rotation, along with Ryo. We're not with Mocha, hold on! Well, the dame came. We made our way to our starting point at the outer wall. Okay. Damn, if a Vector came, we might be kinda smoked. Ryo does not fight. Even when I turn into Magical Girl, I don't have the best abilities compared to everyone else.
ミーティングで決めた通り、害獣に遭遇したらすぐに携帯端末で全員に連絡をしろ。全員揃うまで無理に戦わなくていい。外壁に異常を見つけたらメモをして後で報告すること。パトロール中は返信厳禁だ。
Wait, I'm not See, I'm not a fan of this either, so I can't transform. So I would look suspicious if anyone saw me, but I'm assuming no regular civilian is gonna be here. I think with the sacrifice, we might as well be at this point. I can't even transform either. Because someone could see me.
ああ、そうだ。昼間の任務も増えてきたが、お前たちの存在は極力明かさないようにしたい。
Okay. So if someone sees me walking out here with you, what is our cover story?
ブルームズの格好は目立つ。人通りは少ないが、
Mm-hmm.
万が一見られたら、いらない興味を持たれて厄介なことになりかねない。
So we just gotta hope no one comes by.
他に質問がなければ、調査を開始するぞ。
Nope, all good. Wait, you're going that way? Rio has started walking in the opposite direction from me.
もたもたしていたら終わらないだろう。
And we're splitting
強く進
up.
めるなら、別方向を見て回った方がいい。
Bro, I'm losing it. We aren't the most combatant out of the whole group, and now we're splitting up, and I can't even transform. Okay.
何か変わったことがあれば、まずは俺に連絡しろ。番号を登録してあるだろう。
Yes, I have your number. Yes, I do. And there he goes, and there I go by myself. Rio is hot as hell, man, but I can't believe you gotta split up. Rio just communicated the bare minimum and took off without waiting for my reply. This way might be more efficient, but doesn't have any superpowers. Is he gonna be safe? Rio told me I didn't have to fight, but it also meant there was a chance we could run into vectors on this patrol. He was unarmed, so I worried about him going alone. That said, he was an adult, so I doubted he'd do anything rash. I decided to get on with my work. I just need to worry about myself. Given how I couldn't fight like I used to, I'd probably be the one in greater danger if a vector were to appear. I took out my comm and checked that I had Rio's number before starting my patrol. Bro, nothing bad happened, please. I searched the wall carefully to see if anything was out of place. After a while, I felt like I was circling the same area over and over. There's nothing out of the ordinary. How much more do I have to walk until I meet up with Rio again? We were patrolling the administrative districts, and I normally never came here. I was unfamiliar with this area, and it worried me that I didn't know where I was. I've lived my whole life in Theta, but I had no idea this place even existed. I stared at the wall, contemplating what the outside would look like. I went outside for that mission the other day. I never would have imagined it looked that way if I just stayed inside Theta. I knew it was a wasteland and completely uninhabitable, but it's hard to believe it's been like that for such a long time. Is the whole world like that? Maybe if we went far enough, it would be different. We walk in a circle for a loss, that's just a massive skill issue, right? We're supposed to be just walking the perimeter of this area, and it's like walled off, so it should be easy. At that point, I realized I stopped walking. I hurried to pick up the pace and resumed checking for cracks. Part of my mind continued thinking about the outside as I inspected the wall. Theta used to feel like the entire world to me, but that's not true at all. The outside must be exponentially bigger than here. So much has happened in such a short amount of time. I never used to doubt my world, but it feels like it's constantly changing now. Much like how I found out vectors were originally people. There could be other unpleasant truths thrust upon me in the future. I nearly stopped walking when I caught some sight of something out of the corner of my eye. Please don't let it be a vector. Huh? Is that someone lying on the ground? As I ran over to them, I got the strange sense that something like this has happened before. Someone was on the ground near the gate that led outside of Theta. I swear to God, is that freaking Mihaya? Bro, what is Mihaya doing here? It's not his time for patrol. Mihaya, you're gonna give me a heart attack, bro? Okay. Okay, it's Mihaya. In fact, it was someone I knew very well. Mihaya? Are you okay? Oh, wait. Hold on. What are you doing out here, buddy?
大丈夫。ちょっと苦しくなっただけだから。
But why? I froze right as I was about to lend him a hand. This has definitely happened before. Is it where we find out? Talk about deja vu.
あんたはどうしてここに？あ、そうか。
Bro, wait a minute. Hold on. Mihaya, what are you? What? Mihaya, bro, slipped up hard. What did you say? Mihaya's words took me by surprise. He froze, eyes widening as he stared at me. Are we actually gonna find out here, or are we just gonna wave this off? Mihaya, please, please, just... That single word connected all the dots for me. Are we now gonna figure it out? Mocha was also in pain in this exact location. And there was her reaction when I gave her the cookies. Oh shit! This is earlier than I expected. Yeah, that's something Mihaya would say. Huh?
この間のことなら別に気にしてへんけど、くれるって言うならありがたくもらうわ。
Haha, do better I expected more? Honestly, I thought he'd be a bit better at keeping it a secret, but I guess not.
甘いもんは嫌いやないし、せっかく作ってもらったんやから食べさせてもらう。
Bro, oh god, what's our reaction gonna be? Please, please, you're Boca, right? Their backgrounds have a lot in common too. They both lost their parents. So, oh no, wait a minute. Are we gonna say they're siblings? I'm gonna be so pissed off if we go, oh, they're siblings or twins. No, please, MC, do not, MC, please. No, we got it, okay, thank God. I was about to be scared. Are you Mocha? My voice was full of uncertainty, but Mihaya just nodded as if he'd given up. So, how do you feel about turning into a girl? That's something I'm really curious about. Hold on.
バレたくなかったですけど、そういうことです。だけど、機密事項だから内緒にしてもらえますか?
Bro, I wasn't gonna tell anyone, but thank you. All this information crashed into me like a wave. I had hoped Mihaya would forgive a little surprise shouted on my part. What? Wait, slow down. I cannot process all of that. Bro, that's honestly a lot to think about. So, you turn into a girl, or is it the other way around?
反対じゃないです。俺はもともと男ですよ。モカが変身後の姿です。
He answered calmly, but I still didn't fully understand the situation. So why do you turn into a girl though? Can blooms only be girls? I'm having a hard time believing this. I didn't really think this could happen. It's just so surprising.
自分で聞いてきたのに何言ってるんですか?
Yeah, but I don't turn into a guy.
先輩だって十分普通じゃないでしょ。
You're totally right. Mihaya sighed at me, but I knew he was right. I was a part of the blooms, after all. I thought nothing could surprise me now, but I still couldn't believe it. The only thing I could see they had in common was that they were both cute. Bye, MC, love it. But I knew he'd get annoyed if I said that. So I asked about something else. You said it was a secret. Does that mean the other Bloom members don't know you're Mocha?
いや、知ってます。
Yeah, I'm the only one out. Bro!
先輩に正体がバレちゃったこと。
I can't believe it's only me who doesn't know about this. So why didn't you guys tell me? Is it because you got your guys turning into girls?
他のみんなも秘密にしてるみたいだし。
Based on that, I figured that others had alternate identities as well. but I didn't press the matter since he said they were a secret. Alright, I won't tell anyone, but can I just ask this one thing? Why are y'all keeping it from me? It's because my appearance doesn't really change when I transform. It is kind of wild I don't know who they are, but they know who I am. I tried to avoid that issue as much as possible, but my curiosity was too great.
先輩だから秘密にしてるってわけじゃなくて、誰に対しても秘密なんです。でも秘密にしてても、ブルームズの仲間内ではお互いの正体は
I'm literally the odd one out.
みんな暗黙の了解みたいな感じで、必要な時は元の姿でもコンタクトを取ってますよ。そういう時でも極力ブルームズの名前は出さないように気をつけてますけどね。ただ先輩はちょっと特殊です。女性化は超能力を使う時の副作用なのに、先輩は超能力を使う前と後で肉体的には大きな変化がないでしょう。だから余計に言いづらいっていうか。
So they are kind of embarrassed about it. Okay.
多分みんなも同じです。こんな風に言わなきゃ俺だってずっと言うつもりはなかったし。
I suppose if everyone else was actually a boy, then it would be difficult to talk to me about it since I didn't change genders. And I guess in their situation it would be weird. They're all guys and I'm the only girl in the squad. And they're all pretending to be girls too? I understand. I won't ask you about it anymore.
そうしてもらえると助かります。お互いのためにね。
Can we still hang out in school though? Are we still friends? Mihaya and Mocha are the same person. Now that I knew that, there's something else I had to ask. Mihaya, have you come here to try and overcome your trauma, like when you were Mocha? It looks like you're in a lot of pain. Why are you forcing yourself to do this? He was still in his uniform, so I imagine he'd been coming here after school ends. What would drive him to come to a place that brought him so much pain? You don't have to answer if you don't want to, but I am worried about you. I tried to be as sensitive as I could, but Mihaya began talking openly, as if he decided to quit hiding it.
まあ、そうですよね。先輩にはモカの時にも同じところを見られてるし、心配されるのも無理ないか。トラウマ克服のためっていうのは先輩も言った通り、モカの時にも話しましたよね。
Yeah.
そのトラウマっていうのは、俺が両親を亡くしたことに関係してるんです。
As I expected?
聞きたいですか？先輩にとって面白くもない話だと思いますけど。
But you're willing to tell me even though we just became friends, please. Though he seemed skeptical, something about his tone told me he wanted me to listen. And after finding out that Mihaya and Mocha were the same, I knew that meant the rumors were true and he'd lost his parents. I'd like to hear about them, if you're okay with it. Mihaya took a deep breath when he heard my reply.
俺の両親は
ジャーナリ
ストだったんです。俺はまだ子供だったから両親が何をしてるのか詳しくは知らなかったけど、シータの外に興味を持って熱心に取り組んでたってことは覚えてます。
Outside Theta, it hit me that I'd been thinking about the exact same thing earlier, and I couldn't help but let out a little gasp.
そうです。シータの外に興味を持つのは研究者が多いですけど、ジャーナリストの中にも気にかけてる人たちはいるんですよ。ただ、シータの外に
Okay, that's what I assumed.
上層部の許可がいりますし、それなりの装備も必要になってきます。俺の両親にとっても簡単な仕事じゃなかったと思いますけど、何度か許可をもらって取材に出かけてました。俺が10歳になった時にも許可が下りて、 シータの外に取材に行くことになったんです。父さんはチャンスが巡ってきたって喜んでて、母さんも張り切って準備をしてました。いつになく盛り上がってる二人を見てたら、俺もついていきたいって思うようになったんですよね。だからある日思い切って一緒に行きたいって言ってみたんです。それまでも両親の仕事には少し興味があったし、何より信念を持って仕事をしている二人が俺はとても誇らしかった。だからそんな二人が見てみたいと思ったものを一緒に見たかったんです。はじめ母さんは今回の取材は危険だって反対してたんですけど、父さんはすごく喜んだんですよね。さすが俺たちの子だとか言って満面の笑顔で笑ってて、俺それまでは両親の仕事に興味がある素振りはあまり見せてなかったんです。なんだか照れくさかったし、ましてや尊敬してるだなんて言えなかった。だから余計に父さんは喜んだんだと思います。俺が初めてそういうことを言ったから。父さんがあまりに喜ぶので母さんも止めきれなかったのか、最後にはいいよって言ってくれたんです。
Please, I swear to God, do not tell me he saw his parents die in front of him.
それがあんなことになるなんて。
A terrible feeling of dread grew in the pit of my stomach. I could already see where the story was going. Something happened when the three of you went out.
俺と母さんの着ていた防護服が
Oh, wasn't expecting
壊れ
that.
たんです。シータを出てしばらく行ったところで防護服の調子がおかしくなって汚れた外の空気を吸ってしまったんです。父はなんとか俺だけでも助けようとして救助を呼んで、でも
Mihaya, it's alright. I understand. You don't need to continue. I had planned on letting him finish, but I thought it's best to stop him when I saw how much pain he was in. Mihaya paused and drew in a few more breaths.
いつかモカの姿で言いましたよね。辛いなら友達の後を追えばって。
Mm-hmm. Yeah?
あれは俺が思ってることだったんです。一度に両親を失って自分だけ助かった罪悪感を抱えながら生きていくのはすごく辛い。孤独と罪の意識を背負いながら生きるくらいなら、あの時一緒に死ねたらよかったのにって思えてしまって、両親の後を追って死んでしまいたい。そうしたらきっと楽になれるから、そんな風に思いながら生きてきたんです。
It would be awful if you died. Mihaya looked so despondent. I thought I had to say something. I was worried about him. But then he shook his head slowly.
今すぐに死ぬつもりはないです。あの時二人はジャーナリストとして何かをつかみかけていたんだと思います。それが何かはわからないけれど、
Oh.
二人の最後の仕事に決着をつけるのが残された俺にできることだから。少なくともそれが終わるまでは俺は死ぬつもりはありません。でもここから動くことができなくて。
Was this the gate your parents went through to leave Theta? I'd already started to work out why this particular place caused Mihaya so much pain.
そうです。他にもシータの外に出るゲートはありますけど、俺は両親の足跡をたどることに意味がある気がしてるので、どうしてもここを通りたいんです。 このゲートを通って両親が目指したシータの外の世界を見に行きたい。でもどうしてもここに来ると両親のこと、死ぬまでのあの時間のこと、恐ろしさを思い出してしまうんです。ゲートに近づくだけで息が苦しくなってきて、本当に情けないですけど。
I completely understood what he meant. Every time I faced a vector, my mind flashed back to that day. It's what's similar to what Mihaya described in a way. I understand that feeling. And you recognize that in me, I think. I knew the other Blue members cared about me. But Mocha was the one who pinpointed exactly how I was feeling. What she said to me at that time was a little extreme, but she also understood the pain and suffering I felt more than any of them.
見てたら辛そうなのは分かりましたから。俺と同じような苦しみを抱えてるんだろうって想像もできたし。だから普段から自分が思ってることを言っちゃったんですけどね。後からあれは先輩に言うには酷な言葉だったって後悔しましたよ。
I'm surprised he realized that. Mihaya looked at me in the eye with a bitter smile. I shook my head. I mean, it was definitely a surprise when you said that, but it was mostly worried about you. And after hearing you explain everything, I understand why you said what you did. I wouldn't just write it off as you being callous. I also want to say that I don't think taking your life is an answer, Mihaya. After I finished speaking, Mihaya's expression shifted suddenly.
誰かこっちに来ますよ。こんな人通りの少ないところに来るなんて。
Bro, please, you're ruining the perfect moment we have. We're having a heart to heart.
先輩みたいにパトロールってわけじゃないだろうし。
It's not Ryo, is it? I feel like Ryo would message me, hey, I'm coming back here to meet up with you. That's right, the patrol. It could be Ryo. Is it? I gasped, and Mihaya's eyes widened in surprise.
そういえば先輩のペアはあの人でしたね。忘れてた。
Wait, does Ryo not? Definitely Commander would know, but I don't know if Ryo knows or not. As the silhouette in the distance grew closer, I could clearly see it was Ryo.
誰と話しているのかと。
Oh, he does know. Okay.
モカもいたのか。
Hey, buddy. Why we got this music here? We're good, right? Huh? Surprised what Ryo said, I looked over and saw that Mihaya had already transformed into Mocha. Oh, so he doesn't know. Okay. So Ryo's like the only one out besides me.
こんなところで何をしてるんだ。モカの担当は今日じゃないだろう。
別にええやん。ボランティアや。
Mocha spoke coolly, but she took as a message she wasn't going to tell Ryo the truth. I decided to play along. She thought it might be too much for us to handle if the Vector showed up, so she got worried and came by.
まあ、なんでもいいけど。
Oh, thank God. I personally thought my excuse sounded a bit sketchy, but Ryo didn't want to question us further. Bro's like, I finished my patrol, I am going home.
特に異常がないなら、今日のパトロールは終わりだ。
Didn't find a single thing. Okay, great. I was relieved I'd managed to get through this. Then an idea struck me. Hey, doesn't Ryo also work in the research district? Yeah, I think that's right. I wonder if he'd know more than us what was outside of Theta. I didn't expect him to say anything about Mihaya's parents, but I was curious to see what he knew in general. Have you ever gone outside of Theta, Ryo?
あるが、それがどうかしたのか。
I mean,
ってこの間出ていたじゃないか。
not explore though, it was like patrol. I realized he was talking about the mission, so I shook my head to clarify. I was talking about further out, like when you can't see Theta anymore. Do you know what's out there? I mean, The outside is much faster than Theta, right? There's this great big world outside, but I realize we know nothing about it. I related all I've been thinking earlier. Ryo stared at me and considered my question for a moment before quietly speaking. Ryo, I swear to God. Wait, that's a pained expression on his face. He definitely knows something, but doesn't want me to figure it out because it probably hurt me. Bro does exactly what's in his job description, right? He said, I did my patrol, I'm ready to go home. He clearly knew about it, but had no intention of telling me. There was nothing more I could say. And with that, Ryo left without waiting for me to respond. My bad, buddy. Mihaya transformed back after he made sure Ryo had departed. Why'd you turn into Mocha? Mochaの正体を先輩に知られたってことは、あの人には気がつかれたくなかったんです。言ったように機密事項ですから、仲間同士だとしても正体バレしてることをあの人や指令に知られると面倒なんですよ。I get it. So I know it, but other people, it's a bit complicated, but I understand what he's saying. They all know it's a secret, so the people at the command center know I shouldn't know their true identities, but I kind of do now, so he has to keep up the pretense that I still don't know. Okay, I got it. Right. それより、先輩はどういうつもりであんなことを言ったんですか？まさか、俺の両親のことを富塚さんが知ってるとでも思ったんじゃないですよね。It's not that. I've been thinking about what's out of Theta even before we met. After that one attack, I realized how ignorant I was. I thought more things I don't know about were bound to come up. And that made me worry. What if something like that, something I had no clue about, was just thrust in front of me again? 確かに知りたくないことをある日突然突きつけられるくらいなら先に知っておきたいっていう気持ちはわかります。それにシータの外は俺たちの知識外のことの最たるものですよね。多分普通に暮らしてる分には気にならないんでしょうけど。Speaking of, I never heard any of my classmates talking about what's outside of Theta. 教育がそうなってますからね。自分たちの世界はまるでシータだけって感じで教えられてきたじゃないですか。Now that is an interesting fact. So we're probably not taught much about the outside world, anything outside of Theta. Probably just like, the outside world is bad, do not step out of there, and that's really it. Nothing too details, just enough information that we're satisfied with what we got. Okay, so Theta is everything to us. Okay, that was what I was thinking about too, other colonies. We've only been in Theta, so I'm wondering how close these other colonies are, because it sure as hell cannot be the last population of the world, right? Ooh. 細かいところは教えてもらえないですから。みんなシータ以外の場所に興味を持たなくても当然だと思いますよ。When you think about it that way, your parents' ideas must have been pretty unique. 先輩も俺も同じです。ここで暮らしていながらシータの外が気になるなんてよほど変わってるか。でなきゃ。特殊な経験をしたか。俺たちは後者ですね。Mihaya's solemn expression made me feel like he understood how I felt. でも、富塚さんに何を聞いても無駄ですよ。富塚さんや指令は信用できないですから。Ooh. Why do you say that? I sensed a curious note of bitterness in his voice. Mihaya continued with the same serious expression on his face. 俺はあの二人に限らず、
研究エリアの人間のことを信用してません。俺の超能力は両親が死んだ時
What?
あいつらの手によって覚醒させられたものだから。
I assumed their powers would awaken by themselves, kind of like what happened with us. But I guess not? What? I wouldn't have guessed that. Perhaps I'd misheard. I heard that you and Senna joined the Blooms after Kaoru and Haruka, but they forced your powers on you.
先輩が想像してるのとはちょっと違うと思いますけど、両親が亡くなった時、
Okay.
俺も相当危ない状態だったんです。シータの外での事故だったから、俺は病院じゃなくて研究エリア、つまりコロニーの外の環境を研究している機関に運び込まれたんです。ドームの中と違う汚れた空気を吸った時に人体にどんな影響があるのかは当時の研究機関でも未知な部分が多かったんですよ。だから俺の命を救うために普通の救命措置以上のあらゆる方法を試すしかなかったんでしょうね。その結果、俺が超能力に目覚めてしまったのは偶然の産物だったと言われましたけど、意識を取り戻してみたら得体の知れない能力に目覚めていて、しかも女子に変身するなんて。
So he's had his powers for quite a while then.
俺にとってはたまったもんじゃないですよね。両親が亡くなったこともショックなのに、お前は超能力者になった。どんな方法であれ命を助けてもらったんだから感謝するべきなんでしょうけど、どうしてもそんな気にはなれなかったんです。ただでさえ両親と一緒に死にたかったと思ってしまうのに、余計なものまで背負わなきゃいけなくなった。それにブルームズとしての任務、自分が望んだわけでもないのに害獣との戦いに駆り出される羽目になって、偶然だったと言われても俺には研究エリアの奴らの身勝手としか思えないんですよ。
I can definitely see that. When we first went to the research district with the rest of the Blooms, those guys were very handsy and just wanted to keep on poking and prodding and trying to experiment on us since I was the latest member. And the others definitely were not happy being there and having that happen to them too. So I can definitely see the researchers saying they're going to use experiments to try and save his life. They definitely were trying to save his life, but they had another hidden agenda to try and see if they could also force the powers on them. I can definitely believe that in this situation, and that is horrible as hell. And on children too? What, the accident happened when he was like 10? So bro was literally a child and they did all that. Hearing Mihaya's story reminded me how I was pretty much forced to join the Blooms. We sure as hell were, weren't we? But it was easy to see that Mihaya resented it much more than me. His powers would forever be tied to his parents' death.
そういうわけなんで、俺はこの能力そのものも嫌いですけど、それに関わってる奴らのことも嫌ってます。信用できないんですよ。怪獣に傷つけられた人間がどうなるのか黙ってたのがいい証拠ですよね。
I think I get how he feels. The researchers' reactions was something I'd never forget. They told us to prioritize their safety instead of the people who'd been hurt. Back then, I thought they were all selfish and I was disgusted by them, but I couldn't simply lump the commander and Ryo with the rest and say that can't be trusted. Yeah, we've been getting closer to Ryo and the commander, so we see them more as like acquaintances, maybe like mentors compared to the scientists. They were the adults who worked the closest with us. The Blooms couldn't function without them. We held extraordinary powers. If there weren't any adults we could trust to have our backs, I had no idea what we'd do. But it seems Mihaya has felt this way for a long time. At the same time, he also wanted to finish what his parents started. It contradicts him saying that he wanted to go with them. But he also said he wasn't planning on dying until he finishes their job. After thinking that over, I remember what I was about to say before Ryo arrived. Mihaya, if you do finish what your parents started, are you still thinking about taking your own life?
そうですね。
Hello?
そうしたい
Mihaya, I swear to God. No. We are not going down that route, Mihaya, I swear to God. You are going to live, sir. You're going to live.
生きてる限り、俺にはこの能力もつき
Oh, I'm gonna lose it.
そうしたらこの能力を使って働き続けなきゃいけないし。
Like, we gotta watch him, but we know he's not gonna at least attempt until he finishes his family's work. Oh, Mihaya, that's still so concerning. The way he's gonna just easily throw away his life like that.
生きる目的もなくなったら我慢する。
Oh my god, Mihaya, I'm gonna pass out. I'm gonna...
心置きなく
Oh my god.
後を終えると思います。
Mihaya's face remained calm as he told me this. I felt that simply asking him not to do it would be meaningless. We gotta make this man love us so much he's not willing to go through with it. That's the only option I have. I have to seriously think about what I'm going to say. Mihaya's pain and suffering is too great. Oh, don't give me an option to talk. Do not do that right now. I cannot. That's too much pressure. But if he finishes what his parents started, I can't just sit by and watch him do what he says he will. No! No! Don't give me options! Save. And like good MCs, their job to keep him alive, right? Where am I at status-wise? Ooh, okay, I'm at 25% affection with him. Where are we at the flowchart real quick? Okay, we're getting somewhere. He's still quite a bit left of his route, but we're getting there. Oh, Mihaya, you have other options? Let me help you research. Let me help you research. I don't like that. It kind of seems like, yeah, we'll help you research, and we're not gonna say anything else about what happens. You have other options? You... It's kind of a lie, because as long as he has those powers, he's going to be forced to work with Blooms and help out the research district. So there's really no other option he has at this point if he finishes his parents' research. Oh, I don't like this. I don't like this one. Yeah. Okay, I gotta logically think about this. You have other options. He does not have other options at this point in time, as far as we're aware. Once he finishes his family research, he is just going to off himself because there's no other point in living. He doesn't want to be used as a pawn. His powers is the result of his parents' death, and that really pains him. He wants to be with his parents as quick as possible, but it's gonna take a while. That's the good thing. It's gonna take a while before this man is able to actually be ready for that. Let me help with your research. For something like that, I don't think we're gonna be okay with his choice of him not wanting to live after we finish with the research and him overcoming his trauma and seeing what his parents saw. But if we do something like that, he probably see we're at least slightly on his side, at least want to help him out. We don't want to see him in pain. But that's... I don't like this one. This choice is like, it's hard to figure out what's the next rational thing he's gonna say after this. We know this man is in a lot of pain at this point. He does not want to live. He wants to be with his parents. He hates the researchers, doesn't trust the commander or Ryo. You guys helping him, prompt him to find people to rely on, keep going. Ooh, okay. If we help with his research, I can see you there. If we help him with his research, we can get closer to him as a person, and he can probably maybe have a more reason to live, like, hey, she really helped me out and I want to spend more time with her. I can't be without her, something like that. Okay, yeah, let me help with your research. Let me make sure I save though. Let me make sure I save. Where you finished parted ways. Was that where I saved just now? Experience with parents one. Oh yeah, okay, we saved, making sure. So let me help with your research. Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. Okay. I feel so much better. Bro, choices like these are so stressful as hell. Give me something easy. Okay, Mihaya, you've been looking into your parents' work on your own, right? How would you feel about me helping you? I'd like to investigate with you and see what your parents were trying to find out. Rather than trying to talk him out of it, I figure it would be better to stay by Mihaya's side and hopefully change his mind that way. There we go, MC. We love our MC here. We're gonna help him and hope we can change his mind as we get closer. Thank God.
先輩には何のメリットもないと思うんですけど、どうしてそこまでするんですか?
I care about you, man. Mihaya sounded sincerely confused, so I tried to explain my feelings. After hearing what you said, I can't just leave you by yourself. You've been alone all this time, right? You're trying to recover from your trauma while also doing this research, not to mention all the Bloom's missions too. So please, if there's anything I can do, let me help. After I finished, Mihaya sighed in a troubled way.
先輩って
Oh, let's
仕
go.
事以外のことばかりする人ですね。でも、おせっかいは
Mihaya!
悪いものじゃない
I'm
な。
gonna save that one. Hold on, where's my screenshot button? Oh, it's nice to know someone cares about him. Oh, buddy, I do care about you. I really do.
ありがとうございます。
His face lit up as he thanked me, and it seemed like his dark thoughts had receded for the moment. Yeah, we ballin'!
それじゃあ、早速明日から手伝っても
Yeah,
らってもいいですか?
yeah! What do you need, buddy?
俺の両親が何を知ろうとしていたのかを調べるのと、
Oh, I feel so happy.
俺のトラウマを克服する方法も一緒に考えてもらえたら嬉しい
We're
です。
really helping him out.
正直、一人でどうにかするのも行き詰まってたところだったので。
Of course I'll help. I nodded with enthusiasm, pleased at his positive reaction. Oh, thank God. That, bro, we learned a lot of trouble, but we got his trust. We're gonna help him out. Oh, thank God. We're gonna hang out with him more. I began helping Mihaya the next day. The two of us would meet regularly right after school. However, we weren't able to get together when one of us had to go on patrol, so we weren't able to make as much progress as we hoped. That continued for a while, and after a few days, we're going to try and find clues about his parents' work today. We planned to meet in the library. Soon after I arrived, I heard Mihaya call out to me.
こっちです。
On my way. You got here fast?
俺の教室の方が図書室には近いですから。それより早く行きましょう。
To where? I thought we were doing research here.
資料ならもう手に入れましたよ。
I looked and saw Mihaya was clutching a few books in his arms.
ここだと話し合いながら調べ物ができないと思って。
Okay.
だから本だけ借りて別の場所に移動しましょう。
My dorm? We can go to my dorm if you want. Yeah, I guess we bother everyone here. As Mihaya pointed out, the library really wasn't the ideal place to brainstorm.
場所に心当たりはあるので
Ooh?
行きましょうか。
Mihaya led the way as we both quietly head out of the library.
ここです。
An empty classroom?
そうですよ。
Okay.
一応先生には許可を取ってあるので安心してください。
Really doing everything by the books.
図書室からも離れていないから必要になったらすぐに資料を借りに行けるし都合がいいでしょ。空き教室だから誰かに邪魔される心配もないですよ。
I didn't even consider all that. You really thought things through, haven't you? You even got permission from a teacher. I was impressed by his preparedness, but Mihaya just frowned slightly. Research about his late parents' date? Wait, bro, that's too far even for you? Bro, let's have a date while we talk about your parents' death. That's giving you lots of trauma.
それを言うなら俺に付き合ってくれてる先輩の方がすごいですよ。すごいというか感謝してます。
Oh, buddy, I'm happy to be
時
here.
間を作ってくれてありがとうございます。
No thanks necessary. I'm doing this because I want to. Besides, I got nothing else going on anyway. Anyway, let's get to work. What'd you check out from the library? It felt strange to be thanked for something I'd offered to do myself, so I changed the subject.
じゃあ説明するので座りましょうか。
I sat at the desk across from him. As I thought it'd be easier for us to converse that way, Mihaya sat down and picked up a book.
借りてきたのは主に環境関連の資料です。それから昨日までは
Ooh, a different sprite.
タブレット端末も持ってきましたよ。
Okay.
こっちの方がデータを検索しやすいし、情報量も多いから役に立つかも。
Bro, I have not done proper research in years. I'm gonna be a bit rusty at this, but I'll try and help you out.
俺の両親が調べてたのもシータの外の環境についてだったので、関係ありそうなものを手当たり次第に持ってきました。
These look a bit complicated. This one here has photos, so maybe we'll be able to understand the points better.
先輩が今手に取ったのはシータの外の環境について書いてある図鑑ですね。もっとも学園の図書室に置いてあるような本だから上層部が知られて困るようなことは書いてない気はしますけど。
Okay, they don't want to stir anything up. Right. I skimmed through the book, but it just compares the past and present environment. It shows plants and animals that have gone extinct. Oh, but it also says that some of them were brought back at the arboretum. Okay.
なるほど。つまりシータの技術がどれだけ進んでるのか研究の成果を披露するような資料ってことですね。だとするとこっちも同じかな。
Is that book written by a journalist?
そうですね。シータの外で起きた事故を取材してまとめたノンフィクションのルポルタージュです。最近図書室に入った本なのでチェックしてなかったんですけど、俺と両親の事故についても何か書いてあるかもしれないなと思って。
Wait, then let me look through it first. I thought it would be difficult for Mihaya to read about what happened to him, so I took the book and scanned the table of contents. Okay, so the incident happened when you were 10 years old, so that would be... He's a first year in high school. What age is that? 15-ish? Is that 15 or 14? Oh shit. I turned 18 senior year in high school. 17, like 15? 14?
5年前くらいですね。
Okay, so he's 15. Then it should be in this section. The chapters were divided by date, so I found the right one and flipped through the pages. Found it. I think it's this one, but there isn't much written about it.
なんて書いてあるんですか？
I read through the text again. Oh, right, hold on. High school in Japan is 3 years, not 4. I was thinking 4 years in America. Okay. I read through the text again to make sure nothing would be triggered for him before handing the book over. It'd probably be faster to read it yourself. It's really only that small section.
環境問題を追求するジャーナリストの夫婦がシータの外で取材中に不慮の事故で亡くなる。シータの外はやはり安全な場所とは言えない。
They didn't give a lot of information. Understandable.
大したことは書いてないですね。
Ooh.
俺のことも触れられてないし。
Yeah, they didn't mention him either. Yeah, looks that way.
ちょっと期待してたんですけど、これも外れか。他のルポも当たり障りのない内容だから、もともとそういう主義のジャーナリストなのかもしれません。
The title claimed it was an expose on accidents outside Theta. What a total exaggeration.
ですね。当たり前ですけど、害獣に関する記述もないし、このジャーナリスト自身が外に出たわけじゃない。ほとんどがシータの外に出た研究者へのインタビューで終わってる。
They're keeping a close wraps on anything outside of Theta, just vague stuff.
これじゃ 俺たちが知りたいことの手がかりすらつかめないですね。
I imagine the government. Yeah, the government would do a lot to wrap things up so no one can think about the outside. How about trying the tablets? You brought them for us to use after all. I feel like we probably have to sneak into the research district and find something out. I pointed to the tablet in Mihaya's hand with the hope we might find something.
じゃあ新聞記事を検索してみませんか。ここ10年くらいの記事を遡って調べてみたいと思ってたんです。環境問題に関わる記事がないか探して、両親の仕事と結びつけられるものがないか見てみようと思ったんですけど。
Bro, we're clearly doing this completely blind. We don't have that much information.
一人だとなかなか見切れなくて、まだ2年
Oh
分くら
God.
いしか見てないんです。
Okay. 10 years worth of articles was a tall order for just one person. Then let's split up the work. I'll mark down any articles that looks interesting.
助かります。じゃあ俺は10年前から
Okay.
遡っていくので、
We can meet in the middle.
記事から見てもらってもいいですか。
Yep, you can count on me. We each picked up our own tablets and started searching for relevant articles. Of course, we'll have to imagine dating someone without doing something illegal with them, right? Gotta have at least one illegal crime with this person. I'm not seeing much of interest. After about an hour, I still hadn't found anything. Mihaya looked up from his tablet.
俺の方もです。10年分の記事といっても、環境に関する記事はどれも似たり寄ったりですね。シータの外がどうなってるというよりは、昔の自然環境に近いものをシータで生み出すことに成功したみたいな記事がほとんどのような。
That's what I'm running into too. Hey, did your parents ever publish any books of their findings? I feel like if they did, the government would have completely taken every single copy they found.
もちろんしてますよ。でも、俺はもう結構読み込ん
Oh,
で
that's good. Okay. So you didn't find any clues in them?
そう思いますけど。
I see. Would it be okay if I read them too? Maybe you read them so many times, you actually overlooked something. Yeah, it wouldn't hurt for me to check real quick. I'm a fresh pair of eyes, so I might find something new.
確かにその意見は一理ありますね。でも本は寮に置いてあるので、取りに行くなら一度寮に帰る必要があるんですけど。
I go to your dorm with you? Doesn't the library have them? Yeah, okay, so kind of was right about that. He has the only copies. Mihaya looked doubtful, but took a moment to think about what books were at the library.
あったと思います。全部じゃないけど、何冊かは見かけたことがありますね。
Then go and get them. You can keep doing the research.
行くなら俺が。
I'll be right back. It was my suggestion. Mihaya shouldn't have to stop what he was doing for it. I stood up and gestured for Mihaya to stay put as he started to get up and put on his jacket. I kept my momentum and bolted straight into the hallway, right as someone familiar happened to pass by the classroom. Hey, you! Hey! Hi, Kamui! Oh, Kamui, hello. Hi, other guy who's also a magical girl. Kamui and I barely ever spoke, so I simply nodded to him and tried to walk past. But he flashed me a friendly smile and continued talking.
そこ、空き教室じゃなかったっけ？何してたの？
Are they gonna be suspicious if they realize me and Mihaya are hanging out outside of class?
もしかして友達と勉強してたとか？
Sure.
でも試験期間ってわけじゃないし。
Bro,
わかった。部活動でしょ。
let me go.
違う？
He's acting so friendly, even though he doesn't really know me. I think he's trying to be nice, but he's being a bit too familiar. Maybe he's mistaken me for someone else he knows. Oh, he definitely knows who we are. Or maybe he thinks he has to talk to anyone he runs into. I was hesitant to engage in the conversation, but it'd be rude not to respond at all. I was doing some research. I can't talk in the library, so...
ああ、そういうことか。だから空き教室にいるんだね。話すってことは誰かと一緒？俺の知ってる子だったりするかな？
Maybe you might. Kamui leaned over to look in the classroom. At the same time, a hand reached out and landed on my shoulder. Ooh. Ooh. Huh? Mihaya? Oh, look at the little angry face he has. Mihaya stood slightly behind me, his hand resting on my shoulder. He then gently drew me back, as if he was hugging me from behind. To say I was surprised would be an understatement. Oh shit! Bye, Kamui! Kamui's eyes shot open in surprise.
そっか、ミハヤくんがいたんだ。ごめんごめん、邪魔しちゃったみたいだね。言われた通りすぐに退散するよ。
Though he'd been taken aback for a moment, Kamui quickly went back to his jocular self and ambled away.
それじゃ、ごゆっくり。遅くならないうちに帰るんだよ。
Yeah, he definitely knows something. He definitely at least has a hint that I know who Mihaya is actually Mocha. Cause we haven't hung out really in school at all. I would pass by him and say hi and that's it. So it's suspicious that I'm now hanging out with this man doing research out of all things. Are you okay, Mihaya? And we don't know who Kamui actually is either, so it's even more funny. Mihaya? Kamui had already left, but Mihaya wasn't saying anything, so I attempted to fill the silence. What? What? I am! Are you jealous? What is this? Bro, wait, jealous? Oh, Mihaya, wait, that's cute of you. Hold on. I suddenly became very aware that his hands were still on my shoulder, which reminded me how close we were. I could feel heat radiating from his body, and his voice skimmed my ear, much closer than usual. I felt my heart began to race. He's the one who talked to me. I just responded. So we just gonna stand like this? I managed to get the words out, and Mihaya gasped before backing away. Ooh. I'll go and get the books now. Bro, we're so oblivious! No! MC, you're killing me, girl. No, understand the situation. Oh, it's fine, Mihaya. I'm just gonna go and get the books now. Oh my god. My nerves were still going from him doing that so suddenly, so I interrupted him and ran off. What do I do? My heart won't stop pounding. Hell yeah, girl, that's love. I arrived at the library and began perusing the bookshelves, but my heart was still going a mile a minute. He'll probably get worried if I take a long time. Actually, Mihaya and Kamui seem to know each other well. They're in different grades and seem like complete opposites, but maybe they're friends. Oh, if only we would put the little 2 and 2 together. As I began to calm down, I began to think through the things I hadn't noticed earlier. I also started to worry about the fact that I practically went away from Mihaya, and so decided it was time to head back. I looked inside the classroom and saw Mihaya researching intently. Sorry, I was gone so long. It took a while to find the books. Our eyes met as I greeted him, and I could tell Mihaya didn't quite know how to act. I didn't think it'd be possible for us to pretend nothing happened, so I decided to ask him directly. I wanted to ask, why'd you do that earlier? You practically hugged me.
それは
Maybe I've been too direct. Mihaya flinched, but continued after a short pause.
先輩が他の男と話してるところを見たら
Mihaya!
面白くない気持ちになったから
Ooh, jealous! I love that line. When we find out the other route specific, I figure we might know their identities maybe towards the end of the route, like at the end of everything. But Mihaya, sir, what is that? What is this feeling you have? The immediate screenshot I had too. Really? Why? Tell me, Mihaya. Tell me in great detail why you don't want me to speak to any other guy. What is it? Now it was my turn to flinch. I wasn't expecting that answer at all.
理由は
He doesn't understand his feelings.
先輩は俺の手伝いをするって言ったのになんでって思っただけです
You want to keep me all for yourself? Mihaya was sulking like a child. And for the first time, he actually seemed younger than me. That's usually not the case at all. But now I can definitely tell he's younger. It's actually a little cute. Ooh, Mihaya, buddy, pal. You're just so cute like that. You're killing me. Let me save. We're at 3-1. Gotcha. You don't have to worry. No need to sulk. Bro, you don't have to worry. I only have eyes for you. I wish I could say that. Oh, hell yeah. Don't you worry. I keep my promises. I'm going to help you out. I couldn't help but say that, but then suddenly felt shy. Something about his behavior was so childlike. It just made me want to comfort him.
俺子供扱いされてま
I
せんか
mean, you're younger than me.
っていうか自分のせいかはあくそかっこ悪いですね
Oh, that's so cute. I need to take a screenshot of that too.
さっきは急にあんなことをしてすみませんでした
I was just a bit surprised. It's alright. No need to worry. My response surprised me, even as I was saying it. But I knew I didn't regret what I'd said. Coming to that realization made me feel flustered, so I quickly changed the subject. I'll start going through the books I borrowed. I got a lot, so I have to read fast.
ちょっと見せてください
Mihaya reached out and grabbed the books I borrowed, checking each page and copyright title.
俺の両親が書いた本がほとんど全部揃ってますね
Surprised? Really?
ええ助かりました足りない分はまた今度寮から持ってきます
I'll start with the oldest one and go in chronological order.
それならこれからお願いします
I took one of the books back from Mihaya and started reading. Oh, you got the card? So you pre-ordered the game. I gotcha. Bro, I try not to pre-order Atomes too much because my backlog just grows. I usually buy them when they're on sale. 1 hour later. Time was limited, so I skimmed through a few of the books, which made me realize something. I think you mentioned this previously, but your parents went outside of Theta a few times, right?
そうですね
Okay.
ここにある著書は全部シータの外を取材した時のものですから
All the parts that talk about the buildings they found, what they were originally, and their effects on the environment was fascinating. But maybe I'm misunderstanding something.
勘違いですか
When you told me about what happened, you said your father believed this was their big chance. At that time, I thought you meant it was their chance to leave Theta again. But if they'd gone out numerous times, that wouldn't be a big deal. When I asked that question, a light bulb seemed to go off in Mihaya's head.
確かにそうですね
So what was big about this time? They've been out so many different times.
俺あの日の前後のことは思い出すのも辛いからあまり考えないようにしてたんです。
Like, did they tell him they wanted to do a certain thing and he's just not remembering?
だから今まで深く考えたことはなかったけど、一体何がチャンスだったんだろう。ちょっと貸してもらえますか？
Go ahead, buddy. I handed the book over, and Mihaya started to page through it while referencing some other books at the same time.
このページを見てください。
Okay. The page Mihaya showed featured some kind of map. Ooh.
父さんと母さんの本には必ず最初のペー
Is
ジに
that
地図がつけてあるんです。
probably where they're trying to go to? And there's something starred. So this is the area around Theta.
そうです。どの本にも載ってるので、ただの決まり事だとあまり気にしてなかったんですけど、今見てみたら出版年代が新しくなると
Ooh.
地図も更新されてるみたいなんですよ
That's a
ね。
nice detail. I compared some of the books and found that more details were indeed added to the map as time went on. You're right, they've added more discoveries over time. What are these red dots? There are more and more of them as time goes on.
俺もそれが気になったんですけど、
Ooh,
多分これは外部コロニーなんじゃないかと思うんです。
other colonies, other people. I brought up the subject yesterday, but we knew so little about them that we couldn't begin to imagine what they were like. I would so love if we actually went off and discovered one of the other colonies and talked to the people there.
外部コロニーの場所は上層部の人間しか知らないから、そもそも一般人が行こうと思ったら許可が必要なんです。
Okay, so there is travel between the colonies. That's good to know.
父さんたちもシータの外を取材して回るのに日帰りでは帰ってこられないことがありました。そういう時は決まって許可を申請してた。確かそうだったはずですよ。
Hey, that is a wonderful sanctuary for them right now. It's all they have outside this apocalyptic world. Mihaya tried to trace his memories as he flipped through the books.
ほらこのページ、シータから北上すると自生している木も変わると書いてあります。そしてこの本の地図で増えているのはシータから北上したところにある赤い点、この取材の時に立ち寄ったコロニーじゃないかな。
It's difficult to figure out its distance from Theta just from what's here.
詳しい場所を外部に漏らすことは上層部に禁じられていたでしょうから書いてないんでしょうね。
Oh.
この赤い点だって本の中には何の説明もありません。読む人に伝わるようにというよりは自分たちの取材の成果として自分たちだけに分かるように残したんじゃないかな。
But even though they took care to hide that information, they had a hard time getting permission to go to the other colonies.
そこですよ。俺の記憶では父さんが今回はダメだったって母さんに言ってたことがあります。何がダメだったのかはその時の俺には分からなかったけど、もしかして。
A familiar alarm rang out right when Mihaya was about to convey his suspicions. Vectors?
みたいですね。調べ物は一旦ここまでにして
Ah,
急ぎましょう。
do we have to go separately? Because I'm not supposed to know he's actually Mocha. I thought we were on the verge of a breakthrough. It was obvious from Mihaya's tone that he was disappointed as well. I wanted to know what he was about to say, but we had to hurry to the command center. As long as no one sees us together in our civilian form, we should be fine, but just transform before we go inside.
これでまた上層部からパトロール
Bro, we're trying. What the hell do you want from us? The commander complained to us once we all gathered, prompting Mocha to respond.
7人のうち2人は能力がないんやし、足引っ張られることはあってもはかどることはないんちゃう？
Maybe tone it down? Those are some harsh words. But considering what Mihaya said about not trusting the commander, I couldn't do much to stop him from saying that.
いやー、役立たずでごめんね。
Want to ship us? Honestly, the higher-ups might do something like that if they want some super-powered babies. The commander, on the other hand, didn't seem to be bothered and took Mocha's compliment in stride.
害獣が侵入してきたとしても倒せば問題ないんやろ。もともとうちらの任務は害獣を倒すことやったし、そこはきっちりやったる。
モカの言う通りだね。それで向かうのは商業エリアでいいの？
ああ、避難も終わってる。
Okay. Rio responded for the commander, and we all hustled out of the room. Everyone's evacuated, just like Rio said.
これなら思いっきり戦えそうやな。
Mocha and I nodded to each other. It was a relief to see the empty town. I was just talking to Mihaya before, so this is really weird. Gotta remember that she's Mocha during the mission. A menacing growl cut through my thoughts as I was trying to hone my focus.
来ますわ。ちょっと待って。かなり数が多そうですわよ。20、いいえ、30匹くらいいる。
Oh, please. Be for real, why is there so many? Senna cast foresight the moment she heard the vector's snarl and told us how many there were.
なるほど。ちょっと戦い方を考える必要がありそうだね。モカは今日も前で戦えそう？うん。任しといて。
I sensed that Kaori had a particular plan in mind, and immediately volunteered as well. I'll fight on the front lines too. Things might get dicey otherwise.
私もやりますわ。ありがとう。とは言っても役割分担しよう。
私は陣営を使う。出し惜しみしてられないでしょ。
じゃあうちもできるだけ強そうなやつ選んでギフトアビリティ使うわ。
Everyone jumped in to suggest the best way to utilize their powers. I said that I would. Ooh! Are we gonna cast Augment here? We have to be careful how much we use it. Status. Where are we at for using our powers? Still only at 20, and our affection's pretty high. Augment? Attack directly? We're still not good at attacking directly. Augment? I'll still watch out for my little meter, but we'll do that for now. Okay. If everyone's going all out, I'll use Augment. Kaori immediately nodded in agreement.
それがいいね。みんなこの子の周りに集まって。
A sniper who can't get a shot? Is that even a sniper? I'm going to cast it now. Everyone circled up at Kaori's instruction. We all clapped hands, and I cast Augment. That should have gone out to everyone.
それでは私はライフロットを駆使して戦況を確認しながら戦いますわね。頼んだよ。
Senna was the last to lay out her plans before we heard the sounds of the vectors drawing near. As Senna predicted, a large horde was coming toward us. We readied ourselves.
行くよ。了解。
Cody's fist surged with psychonesis as she smashed into a vector's stomach. She leapt over the fallen enemy, then used hypnosis to restrict the movements of a few more foes, punching them one by one.
はるか、右から2匹来ますわ。
オッケー。陣営。
Senna called out directions to Haruka, who immediately turned and cast flame dust. Mocha, one's coming your way.
任しとき。
I teamed up with Mocha to confuse the incoming vectors, striking when I could. We worked well together and took down a good deal of them in quick succession. Ooh, our budding friendships made it easier to fight in battle together. Look at this team up. It was a relief to see I was fighting much better than I expected. I think it was a good idea to talk with Mihaya about everything. It's really helped me to know that he's shouldering the same kind of pain I am. I become lost in my thoughts for a brief moment, but Haruka's voice brought me back to reality. Where are they going? I don't think they've ever run away before. Mocha immediately sprang into action when she heard Senna's prediction. Me? Hell yeah, look at this team up! Yes, we all have the same pain. I love it when we bond over our traumas. Alright. I nodded at Mocha, and we chased after the vectors. Three. We managed to take down 2 vectors in the residential district, but lost the other 3. There wasn't a single person around because of the alarms, but we couldn't allow them to run amok in Theta anymore. Alright. Mocha spoke a little more, like Mihaya now, that it was just the 2 of us. I can definitely hear the Mihaya now. Before, when Mocha talked, I thought I heard a bit of a Kansai accent in her voice, like the way she was speaking, but it looks like maybe that was just a front. Okay, give me your hand. Mihaya. I mean, no, we are not doing this, bro. That makes me wonder, is everyone else having a front too? Like Senna. Senna is Kamui, and there's 2 different personalities. The way Senna acts is like an Ojo-sama, and Kamui's like that jock type of character, so I'm wondering if that's all in act also. I better go and help. Mocha's sub ability required her to touch the vectors, so I ran in front of one to distract it. Come and get me! I drew the vector's attention while dodging its attacks. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw Mocha tap his back. Jesus! Mocha tossed the vector like a rag doll, and I was once again in awe of her power. She'd taken all of the vector strength. Mocha, there's more behind you. Wow. She took it down with a single kick. Go for it. That was the last one, Mocha. Hey, Mocha? After we finished the fight, I looked over at Mocha and realized something was wrong. This happy-ass music and Mocha is suffering. What's the matter? Are you hurt? I rushed over to her, but Mocha just shook her head and covered her face with her hands. Are we in the same spot? Hmm? What? What do you mean by weird? I peered closer at Mocha's face and noticed her cheeks were red through her fingers. Maybe it was the lingering excitement from battle. Hmm? What do you mean? Do you think augment made you feel ill? That's never happened before. What is it? I was still felt concerned as Mocha took my hand to lead me somewhere. Huh? And then you're able to come near here. She had brought me to the gate where she attempted to overcome her trauma before. Oh. Love, feelings, crush? Maybe because we got closer, and with me being by Mocha's side, she can get closer to the gate. Really? But why? She'd been here before as Mocha, So it didn't have anything to do with being transformed. As I pondered this, Mocha apprised me of her theory. Are we sure it's the ability? Oh!
多分恐れとか後悔とかの感情もない。今はあんたのおかげでギフトアビリティの能力が強力になってるから、いつも以上に怪獣特有の性質が強く出てるのかも。
As Mocha moved closer to the gate, I squeezed her hand tighter and said, "Oh, we ain't doing that today. Why 3? Bro, why is there 3 choices? Let me check this flowchart, because what the hell? Oh, hell no. Don't tell me one of these choices is going to give me a different ending. Okay, yeah. Chat, be with me. Okay, chat. Okay, we have to look at these choices carefully. Don't force yourself. What amazing discovery. Let's try and go outside. We're not picking any evil choice. I want to get a good end. What amazing discovery? I don't know about that one. Don't force yourself. Let's try going outside. Let's not go outside. I don't do that one. Let's not do the last one. What amazing discovery. Don't force yourself. Don't force yourself because it's only working because of we augmented Mocha's sap power. So we don't know when it's gonna stop. So we gotta be careful at this point. I have to make a decision, right? What amazing discovery. Like, we're happy we figured something out, but we have to test it out more. I don't know, what amazing discovery feels weird as an option. Don't force yourself? Yeah. Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. Even so, don't force yourself. And don't tell me you're going to try to leave Theta right now. I feel like Mocha might simply take off to someplace far away. She turned to me silently when I asked her about it. There we go. Okay. Oh, thank God. Choices are hard. Bro, put that back in your deck. We don't need it. Mocha took a few deep breaths. Once I saw that she was calmer, I asked her another question. How long did your stop ability stay active? Ooh. You want to overcome it yourself, not with these abilities that are forced upon you. You definitely did. Though he calmed down, Mihaya looked agonized. Mihaya. I spoke to him as Mihaya rather than Mocha. Oh! Right when I said his name, we heard footsteps in the distance. Yeah, we're good, we're good, we're good. Alright. Nano. See, I was thinking, when I saw Nano Boost, I was thinking Nanoha? Let me save. Where are we in the flowchart real quick? 3, 2, we should be good. Choice, yes. Oh, I didn't even realize that. It gives me choices. Bad ending, no. Bad ending, hopefully not. So this could give me a bad ending to this choice here. That's what I'm assuming. Yes, so it could get a bad ending here. Bro, these choices. So I gotta be careful with those. Yeah, thank God they didn't hear us. Where's my status? Ooh, okay, so every time I use my augment, it goes up 20%. We're at 62% with his affection, which is pretty good so far. After wrapping up the mission, we swung by the classroom to pick up our belongings. Mihaya held it together as Mocha until the mission ended, but now he was silent as he walked in front of me. I'm sure he's thinking about whether to use his sap ability or not. I decided it was best to stay quiet until Mihaya wanted to talk. But then all of a sudden, he stopped in his tracks and turned to face me. We get the evil endings? I definitely will get the evil endings later because there are 3 villains I can romance. But I think they're locked until later.
先輩に言われて父さんたちのことを思い出してたらひらめいたことがあるんです。
I remember that he seemed to figure something out right before the alarm went off. I leaned forward excitedly. What was it? So, you worked out what your father meant when he said it was their big chance.
そうです。あれは
Ooh.
特定の外部コロニーを訪れる許可が下りたってことじゃないのかと思って。
You mentioned that there were times he couldn't get it.
はい。先輩が指摘した通り、外部コロニーへの訪問は頻繁に許されるわけじゃない。ある日、それが許されるとしたら、そしてその場所がずっと訪問の申請を出していた外部コロニーだったとしたら、父さんの言葉につながる気がしませんか?
Alright, are we gonna attempt to go to that colony? I felt that had to be it. There was something significant about the way he said it. Like it was something he'd been barred from doing previously. So it makes sense if he was referring to the colony he couldn't visit before.
よかった。先輩にそう言ってもらえると自信が持てます。
Despite what he said, Mihaya didn't look very pleased. But that means you can't achieve your goal unless you leave Theta and go to that other colony.
ですね。多分両親が最後に取り組もうとしていた仕事はその外部コロニー近辺か、あるいは外部コロニーそのものに関係してるかもしれないですから。だとしたら俺はそこに行かなきゃ。それもできれば両親の足跡をたどる形で行きたいんです。父さんと母さんが最後に見た風景を俺ももう一度見たいから。そして見られなかった風景を俺が代わりに見たいんです。
I had an idea of what he'd say next. It was obvious what was plaguing him, even if he didn't say it out loud. There's no need to rush to any conclusions. You're tired from the mission too. We should just go back and rest. My cat is standing right in front of the screen. I cannot see what Mihaya is saying. Price, go sit. Go. Go! There you go, buddy. There you go. On the floor. I said that out of concern for him. Mihaya looked down with a sigh.
分かってるんです。自分の願いを叶えようと思うならギフトアビリティを使うのが一番いいって。それができないなら両親の足跡をたどることにこだわらないで別ルートから行ったっていいんだ。でも俺はちょっと考えてみますね。先輩の言う通り今は疲れててうまく考えがまとまらないんです。
Price is just hungry. It's almost dinner time for the kitties. Price. Yeah. He's sitting outside. He's sitting by my door, like saying, feed me. We didn't talk much after that. We retrieved our things from the classroom and then returned to our dorms. Ooh, I'm gonna save here. Hell yeah, okay, we're gonna save here. I'll save. Because there's no choice here. Okay. Where am I status one more time? Okay, 40, 62, so we can use augment like 3 more times and then we're kind of cooks. So I'm wondering how that's gonna work out. Okay. Alright, so that'll be it for today actually. I think we're at a good stopping point. We learned more about Mihaya. Bro wants to off himself after he finishes his parents' research. So we gotta give him a reason to want to live and hopefully we can get close to him. We are getting close to him, so that's a good thing. I'm enjoying that. I'm curious if we're gonna find out the other love interests are our fellow magical girls, so hopefully by the end of the route we'll figure that out. but we do know, at least a speculation, that his parents were happy to go to another colony to visit, something that they hadn't been able to. So I don't know if we're actually going to visit the colony ourselves, or maybe figure out something that the research district is doing, but I'm looking forward to that. Stream for tomorrow, I'll be playing the indie visual novel, How to Break Up with Your Yandere Boyfriend. I don't want to break up with this man, but I'm really curious about this game and seeing what happens. Yee! I'm excited for tomorrow's game. If you guys see the thumbnail, guy looks hot as hell. He's licking a knife, he has blood all over him. I don't want to break up with him, but I'm wondering how he's going to react to this wanting to break up with this man. He's going to have the biggest crash out, and I'm so looking forward to seeing that. So that will be tomorrow's stream. That is it for today. Hope you guys all enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys all later. Bye bye!